The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it goes to comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Blessed Thursday. Blessed Thursday to everyone. Blessed Thursday to those in television land, those in our silent supporters, and everyone in the chat. Thank you so much, as usual, for your continued support. We do not take it for granted. We know you could have been doing other things, but you chose to be with us. So thank you. Remember, guys, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. Today's topic is Operation Clear, Secure, and Preserve with your host, Byron and Anne-Marie. And hopefully we'll be joined by Melting Pot.
Yeah, we'll be definitely joined by Melting Pot.
Okay. Confirm with you. Okay, so we'll be joined by Melting Pot shortly. Before I welcome those in the chat, our condolences goes out to all the persons who have lost family members during the passage of the hurricane. We know that there are still numbers that need to be accounted for, and also our continuous prayers for those persons who are greatly affected, because need is getting more and more dire as we speak. So I am going to give a bit of update later on when more persons are have tuned in regarding the sponsorship that I was talking about on Tuesday. Regarding sponsoring a family, I did make contact with Mr. Blake, who is coordinating it with Dr. Campbell. So I'll give you guys further update on that. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to welcome those in the chat, and then I am going to hand over to Byron. Dorothy McCoy, Lassam You Know, Pamela Ocko, Falmouth Girl 2, Lavina Miles, Nora Harris, Raquel Whitaker, Karine Arancevia, Carla Ibanks, Beverly Edward, Karine, Patel Cruikshank, Silver Fox, Marinda Ruddocks, Fiona Burnett, Yvonne McEwen. Welcome. Also, guys, I am going to pin the link for Dr. Ajay Dixon's wish list that he has on Amazon. He has added a few other items in there, so I'm gonna pin the link so those who want to support can just click on the link, purchase an item. You don't have to do anything else. The amount that he needs of each item is listed, and it will tell you how many of what he has already, what people have paid for already, how many units he has out of the total that he needs. Also, on the community page, that bulletin that I put out regarding the young lady and her 1-year-old, that the family in Old Harbor is very, very concerned about. They still haven't heard anything. So guys, please just go in the community and share, praying that it will reach someone who knows her and can give further information. And also an update regarding my younger brother in Slide community. The government did go and clear the roadway, but there's still a section that's torn away of the road, so they're still marooned. My daughter was able to get in touch with him again last night, and they're in dire need of water and food. So we put some money together, and my brother is in Portmore, is going to try to get to him, but he won't be able to get all the way because the road is broken away, so they'll have to meet at a part, and it's just chaotic, guys. It's really, really chaotic. Anyway, I'm gonna hand over to Byron, and he's gonna continue with the program, and as I said, later on I'll give some updates regarding adopting a family.
All right. Once again, thank you for that precursor, dear wifey. Right, really appreciate it. Jamaica, I want to say big thanks for you again to pass through Mystic Sensation, right, where you're going to get 100% facts and proper research. That is what you're going to get for sure, because we want to pass on the information to you that no form of misinformation, disinformation. What we are bringing to you, 100% solid facts, right? Everything I'm going to present, you can just Google search it. The facts are there. So I just want to set that, clear out of the way. If you notice, I write the thumbnail, right, for a particular purpose, to send a message, right, to the government. And we talk about Melissa's wrath, and the title, Operation Clear, Secure, and Preserve. We are not here just, to deal with any politicking, right? We are here because what happened to Jamaica is really, really a situation that is going to cripple our economy. Based on what I am looking on, it's so apocalyptic. It is going to take years to process. For some of those who are experiencing the current situation of being trapped, no food, no water, I honestly just can imagine what they are going through. I honestly, in terms of, empathy and sympathy, but really and truly, it's so tremendous on these people. And every minute count. Not every day, not a day that count. Every minute. It is this important. It is this severe as it relates to the level of urgency that every minute count. Every minute counts. Now, I am going to show you something in terms of I am asking Andrew Holness administration to avoid the politics out of this and the political grandstanding. But the truth be told, Jamaica, he doesn't know how, right, to do that. He's not a government that is innovative. He's not a government that proactive. He is not a government that dealing with nation building. He's just not that government. He is just not that government. Let me speak the truth in terms of Andrew Holness administration. Andrew Holness administration is a kleptocratic administration, an administration that gone rogue. I know a lot of people don't like what I am saying. And for those people who don't like what I am saying, do an introspection, please. Do an introspection. We have seen the PSOJ coming out now because, of course, Melissa hit them where it hurts. And this is the only reason why they are coming out. Because Melissa hit them where it hurts. It hit their pocket. They are going to see their profit dwindled. And so now, they are now coming out against the administration that they very know that this administration should have called out by them as it relates to the Prime Minister not able to certify his statutory declaration or justify his wealth. One will say, Byron, don't bother go there, it's politics. But it is true. It's either we are going to deal with truth, to recognize that we have a problem with this administration, and it's either we're going to find ways and means to deal with it. The truth matters. And we can't allow a corrupted government to continue corroding and corrupting the system of government. It is that simple. It is that simple. Now, I am going to play a clip of the Prime Minister go into Parliament and lie barefaced. But are we surprised? Are we surprised? No. It is just the Prime Minister being the Prime Minister, which a lot of us know that the Prime Minister is a trickster. So then when the Prime Minister goes in Parliament and he lies, we are not to be surprised. It is an expected behavior. Now, listen, people. Let me play this clip and let us get into it. Listen to this. Lift up the first clip on it. Listen to this, my Jamaican people. Let us sit and listen for a while. Listen to the Prime Minister, you understand, openly lying to the public, as he has done, right? It is his MO, right? So nothing strange here, right? This is 1 day ago. Let us listen to this.
Parliament will be called upon to play a critical role. There is a sense, Madam Speaker, that I've heard being bandied about that some members of Parliament were not integrated into the operations, or that there was some kind of favoritism where some constituencies got and others didn't get. Madam Speaker, let me stand here and say that there was never any intention or action on this government designed to marginalize, discriminate, isolate, alienate any member of parliament. And we must dismiss out of hand any argument that would seek to divide this country politically when it comes to the distribution of aid. As far as I'm concerned, every Jamaican is entitled to the aid that comes in and to the spending of the government. There will be no politicization of aid. It never happened in COVID, it never happened in Beryl, and it will not happen. Madam Speaker, I can point out to you that the member from Eastern Westmoreland made his public comments. I saw them. I reached out to the leader of the opposition. I recognized your pain in what you said. I saw your public comments. I recognized the pain in what you said, and I asked the member from Southeast Clarendon, the Minister of Labour and Social Security, to reach out to you. It is only a matter of logistics why I was not able to land in Darliston or in White House. My friend, if the helicopters could have landed me there, I would have landed there, and I would have been by your side if I could find you. There was no attempt whatsoever. And the suffering of Jamaicans in your constituency, the suffering of Jamaicans in the constituency of North West St. Elizabeth is of concern. There are constituencies over here that we have not reached. Southern Trelawney, we haven't reached. Northwestern St. Elizabeth, we haven't reached. So all I'm saying, Madam Speaker, and to Jamaica, I must stand up firmly and close the door on any attempt to politicize aid in Jamaica. So in the cleanup, Madam Speaker, in the cleanup, where we are going to need the MPs to be active.
Take him away, honey.
We're going to need the MPs to be active in mobilization.
Now, Mr. Prime Minister, you know that you have blatantly lied to the Jamaican people. Right? But it is your MO. And you're politically vindictive. Now, let me just remind you and remind Jamaica, before we get into what you said, I am asking my good listeners to allow me to divert a bit before I get into breakdown what he just stated there. Prime Minister, after you have stolen the general election, and the reason why I said you have stolen the general election as a result of a pending court case that you have with Paul Buchanan. And how it looks to me that Paul Buchanan is correct based on his accusation. So let me give you my justification as it relates to why I said you have stolen the general election. Because if you have stolen your win in your constituency, then the possibility exists that you have done it in other constituencies. It's just common sense, right? So I'm giving you the basis in terms of the reason why I said you have stolen the general election, okay? And we are anticipating for that to be settled, where we can now have a better picture, right, to say whether or not indeed we have the facts now that the court, right, decided in Paul Buchanan's favor that you indeed, right, have stolen the general election. And then, of course, we will also be dealing with Glasspool Brown. But be that aside, we left that, right, since it is in the court. All right? Now, you have gone into your ceremony after the general election. You're not campaigning. And you said it, sir. You said, you know, you have gone through the cut and thrust of the political campaigning, and the person who, you know, being selected to, you know, run the country, as according to you being selected. I said you stole the election, the general election. And you said you were stretching a hand to the opposition leader so that you can work together. I'm just reminding people of your MO, so that you can work together and bring the country forward as it relates to nation building. Okay. What did you do, Andrew Honest, day one in Parliament? What did you do? Let me remind you of what you have done. What you have done, the very thing that the opposition opposed, the very thing that Jamaica upset with, the very thing that caused major concern as it relates to the lack of transparency, you have rubbed Jamaican people face and the opposition face in your mess. By doing what, sir? You have put Juliet Owens, your wife, back in the speaker's chair. That's a fundamental wrong. Andrew Owens, and you know that that's a fundamental wrong. Why it is wrong? Andrew Owens, since I don't think you have the ability, right, in terms of conscience. So I think I have to try to, you know, reason with you, right, about the conscience that you need to have. You ought to know, right, as, you know, democratically speaking, that the political optics of that cannot be looking good. And it doesn't. Why? Simply because you and Juliet Owens are under investigation. It is as that simple, Prime Minister. You and your wife under the microscope of the Integrity Commission. And as current, FID is definitely dealing with an investigation case against you, sir, as it relates to illicit enrichment. So you being the Prime Minister of the country, and you put your wife heading the business affairs of the country as it relates to Parliament. It's a fundamental wrong. We don't have to tell you that that is wrong. You know that is wrong, but you want to say that you run things. Well, Prime Minister, we are building up your MO for you to show you that your action is not ethical and you have lost your moral compass. Let me go further now in terms of what you have said now in Parliament. You said, right, you are not showing no form of political bias in terms of your delivery of aid and support. You said that there was logistical error or logistical difficulties that caused you to land, right, that avoid you from land in Westmoreland and other areas. Prime Minister, you know that's a lie. You know that's a lie. Why is it a lie? Because as according to your logistics, where you have difficult to land, Mark Golden found a logistics that make him easy to land. Night and day, Prime Minister. Not only Mark Golden, right, develop that logistics and land in where you say you have problem, logistically speaking. But the Chinook helicopter, as a matter of fact, not one Prime Minister, 2 Chinook helicopters where we visualize it on social media, landed in the very same area that your logistics having difficulty to land. Sir, you're a diabolical liar. It is as plain and simple as that. You are a diabolical liar. And don't believe that anyone can spin this. You cannot spin it. People have seen it. The world have seen it. So what you're saying, the only person that is going to believe what you say is your wife. Is your wife. No one else. And your wife doesn't believe you either. Your wife is just rubbing and absorbing your corruption and aiding and abetting your corruption. No one else believes you. No one else. No one else. So don't believe, right, that you are fooling anyone. You're only fooling yourself. Jamaica know you. Now, let us get into situations, right? And I'm going to show Jamaica something. Jamaica, I want you to look at this. But before I get there, hold on. Let us get into clip number 2. Now, the private sector, and hold on a minute on this. Yeah, but I'm glad you're on point today. Let me speak to Jamaica, and let me give Andrew Honest, right, some prudent advice. Andrew Honest, you know what? Because I make sure last night I got up out of my bed, right, and I wrote down some notes, people. I want to show you, right, the notes. Oh, right. Just want to show you the notes that I jotted down before I get into the private sector. Because the private sector realized that your policies are hurting Jamaica people. Andrew Honest and your administration, let me say this to you. The private sector realized a long time that your policies are hurting Jamaicans. But what made the private sector has to come out, it is because Melissa is hurting their profit. I am going to show Jamaica. And they have no other choice than to force you, Andrew Honest, to fix it. They have no other choice. Now, but let me give you some advice. And let me tell you why the private sector has to come in. I am not asking them why. I know why. Now, let me give you my note. And let me say this to you, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, you lack prudence, right? You have been blinded by partisan politics that covered with arrogance. Am I lying? The corridor of Melissa crippled the workforce of Jamaica's largest industry that generated most of our foreign currency. I am making a reference to the tourism industry. And that is one of the reasons why PSOJ has to come out. But Andrew Honest, you don't catch up on that. when you look on Melissa's corridor, it affects the tourism industry and it affects the agricultural industry. Simple means you have to fix this fast because you are now hurting the pocketbooks of the PSOJ. Let me remind you something. Brian Jardim is on the PSOJ. He's the most powerful person on the PSOJ. Now, Bush Stewart's son is also on the tourist board. So you see where that is coming from, Andrew Holness? You see where that is coming from? Let me read on, because you don't seem to get it. Right? You fail from the immediate aftermath of Melissa to act responsibly, to apply a bipartisanship approach. And since you lack that, you have now helped to deepen the humanitarian crisis. Let me give you your failures. Let me give you your failures and your solution. I am not only critiquing, I'm giving you your failures and giving you your solutions. You fail to utilize the available machineries at your disposal to quickly rescue the vulnerable, the elderly, and the children from further exposure of nature's elements. Number two, you fail to evacuate the victims of Melissa to secure zones to help build resilience and reduce the risk of any bacterial outbreak that will further cripple the economy. Number three, you fail to recognize that Melissa's destructive pathway cripple the two most vital organs of our economy, and I speak of agriculture and tourism. The corridor of Melissa decimate the engine of the economy. You need, let me give you your solution now, Andrew Holness, and take it from me. Because if you don't do this, you're going to come under tremendous pressure. You need to evacuate our people from the affected zones and provide suitable shelter if you're serious in rebuilding the economy in a reasonable time. Now, can't someone never warn you? Now let us move to the private sector concern. To show you that the private sector is getting nervous. And since the private sector is getting nervous, they know that their profit margin is dwindling and it is hurting their pocketbooks. Right? Now, here it is, my Jamaican people. The president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, and the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce have written a giant letter to the Prime Minister, expressing concern that the pace of recovery after Melissa does not match the escalating humanitarian needs. You hear that, Andrew? The national response must be streamlined under a clearly defined structure with transparent roles. I want you to understand what that means when we talk about transparent roles. Let me explain the transparent rules. Simple means that the opposition, right, have to provide oversight, checks and balance to what you are doing as the incumbent government, Andrew Holness. You have started the crookedness. You have set up a platform to begin the steal. By doing what? Setting up a committee, right? With ministers who you are giving them responsibility to man, right? As it relates to the aid that coming in. Sir, you can't do that. You can't be handling billions of dollars of aids coming in. And yet, you don't want oversight from the opposition. We have seen that you have attempted in 2020 to take away oversight from the People's National Party, the opposition, by taking away the PAC and taking away the PAAC committee. The Public Accounts Committee that provides checks and balance and government expenditures, you have taken it away from the People's National Party in 2020. Now it is the return of Mark Golding and the opposition re-strengthen themselves with 100% performance, giving them 28. They put you now under pressure to hand back those committee over. Which you did. Which you have done. So then again, this is your MO. Now, I mean, we have not gone in terms of any length of time, but at the beginning, you are already creating a structure to steal. You have already now created a structure. You have attempted to create a structure to avoid checks and balance. Andrew Honest, I don't have to tell you that this is wrong. You know that this is wrong. Here we have seen Colonel Charles Jr., who is the Minister of Labor Money, where I saw on a clip that Brother Lonesome played earlier, where this Chinaman had gone to Colonel Charles Jr. home to do what? To deliver aid to Colonel Charles Jr. Colonel Charles Jr. is a lawyer. Colonel Charles Jr. knows very well that that doesn't look good for the political optics. Colonel Charles Jr. knows very well that doing that, you avoid checks and balance and transparency. I am saying that Colonel Charles Jr. ought to be reported for this particular behavior. And we want, let me say this publicly, Colonel Charles Jr., please return the item to the appropriate venue. No, Minister, let me say this clear. And yes, he should have spoken to the Chinaman to tell the Chinaman where to drop it off at the appropriate place. Why the people have aid? What the people have forget, right, is at your home. Why is it at your home, sir? You need to come out and speak on it. And guess what, my Jamaican people? Andrew Honest put Colonel Charles Jr. and the oversight committee, right, as it relates to ensuring that aid and everything being processed. So you see where that is. You see where that gone wrong, my Jamaican people. You've seen where that gone wrong. Colonel Charles Jr., please don't make this blow out in the social media, you know, the way how you understand we intend to blow it out, you know. Because if you don't return the items, you know, we're not going to come off for this, you know. Please, sir, I am asking you, don't take out even one buckle of water out of that bride. Take this away on it. Can you imagine? And you're a liar. What sort of liar are you? What sort of liar are you? This is beyond dunceness. You should have known, Colonel Charles Jr., the political optics that this is going to create. But to show you how you guys are arrogant, barefaced, and naughty with the politics. Now, I heard Lonesome spoke something that I want to extend on. You, sir, are the Minister of Labour, right? How the Chinaman, they know your house. Come on, Jamaica, make it talk. Make it talk. How that Chinaman know your house? You're the Minister of Labour. So we can see that, of course, in terms of what Lonesome said, them have your head. Is we in Lonesome line? Is we in Lonesome line, people? People in the chat, type if we in Lonesome is lying. We in Lonesome is saying to the people at large that based on what he had seen, the Chinese control Colonel Charles Jr. And so then they can get him to rule in their favor. It is wrong, Colonel Charles. It is wrong. Fundamentally wrong. It is wrong. And later on the Titans, we are going to discuss it. Yeah. So let me just rest that for a while, because I know that Lonesome is going to bring that forward in Titan. So let me just left that. Now, let us get to when we say that the Jamaica Labour Party, right, they are wasting a lot of time to get to people, right, who they need to get to. And let me speak this, Jamaica. I am just not bad mouthing them. We are now partially 7 days? More than 7 days after Hurricane Melissa. And guess what? Many people have not been reached. Many people. Many of those people who have not been reached, they have been exposed to the element. That is serious. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. And so then Andrew Warner's policy position, you understand that the PSOJ has to come out and say, pick up the space. You're moving slow. In all of what PSOJ is saying, PSOJ is telling him, pick up the pace. You're moving too damn slow. People need the attention. That is what PSOJ is telling him. The long and short of it, that is what PSOJ is telling him. That you need to move fast. People are dying. People are suffering. And as such, many of those people who are suffering, Andrew Holness, they work for the hotel industry. Have you studied the corridor? Have you studied the corridor of Melissa? Many of those people who have gotten affected work in one of our major industries that generate most of our foreign currencies. Get it to your head. So then, of course, it is going to hurt the hotel industry. And of course, it is going to hurt the agriculture industry. You don't see that, Andrew Warners? So then there's no time for your politicking. There's no time for your political grandstanding. You are, the longer you stay, you are causing more devastation to the economy. Then, I heard Draws Davis said that he's one of the smartest person, and, the PNP vloggers are dunce. George Davis, I need, because you're one of the most brilliant persons according to you, sir. Why don't you tell your prime minister that the longer he delays, it is going to impact the economy, right? In a very serious way. The prime minister recognized that they need to move fast to restart the engine of the economy. But by doing that, prime minister, you don't realize, guess what? You have to fix Melissa's corridor by evacuating those people and attend to those people very quick and be very effective so that those people can put back to work, so that those people, you can build resilience. We are not having you going on your platform speaking about resilience and there you are acting contrary of building resilience. You are killing resilience. How many people, right, that you are at current dealing with? I'm going to show you some example, Prime Minister. Stick with me. I am going to show you some examples. Now, Lautland said Charles was one of who worked with the Chinese and the mechanic shops. All right, so you hear that? You hear that? Oh, no, you hear that, so you know where Lautland is going. All right? Now, let us get into, play a little video from Shaka Fame. Right? And hear what happened over Shaka Fame. And people want to go over Shaka Fame and give Shaka Fame some love, you know. But listen to this video from Shaka Fame.
I come to the parliament yesterday to relieve the suffering of our brothers and sisters who are suffering down at St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. What kind of man this?
Yeah, man, a lot of empathy, man. Up here grandstanding and this knocking at this and beating at this and all them fools in a time when we're supposed to empathize with the people who are suffering. Yeah, man. Trust me, man. Trust me. And he wouldn't make the statement until the private sector man them send him the letter and make him know, say, rubbish you do that. We don't respect what you do, yeah?
But him not speed up nothing.
No.
Not speed up.
No.
Because until you start moving out some of these people, rally, when you go, hey, when you see the pictures on social media in a rally. But when you go down there in a rally, I went down there. And when you go down there and see the people steering in space, people who are proud people, you can see say them people and they have begged nobody nothing before.
Yeah.
And you see them just stand up on the roadside and they must say, anything you have, you know.
Yeah, man.
And then you look at the whole thing and you say, which part of them people have got a bathroom? Where them got a bathroom?
So we're playing with an epidemic. Yeah, we're playing with an epidemic. And that's why we're saying there are enough large spaces like the Chilad and multi-purpose stadium, Catrinal, all them places.
I think Catrinal underwater, them say Catrinal flood out. But there are a lot of other places.
A lot of other people, man. A lot of other big spaces, yeah. Money and all of them places, they camp on all them places, they can carry the people and clean up the place and deal with things properly, man. Yeah, man. True, man. Slap it, man. Slap it. Yeah, man. Slap it. Yeah, instead of this grandstanding and beating our desk in a parliament. Yeah.
Most men do.
So take it away, honey. Right? And what Ralston Iman, right? And Portland Spice, right, have been saying, right, we have been speaking the very same thing from the onset. Mystic Sensation and Lonesome have been telling the government what needs to be done from the onset. We have been telling the government what needs to be done from the onset. And everything that we have spoken about now, private sector of Jamaica, right, is now telling Andrew everything that we have spoken about. But yet he said, don't listen to them on social media. Social media as it relates to mystic sensation, lonesome and others. We don't do misinformation, disinformation. Every single thing that we play, we show evidence. So who is providing the misinformation and the disinformation? The government itself try to be deceptive. The government itself is under investigation. For what? Corruption. Now, let me check out this. Now watch this Jamaica, look where I'm going. To show Jamaica as it relates to what we are saying, that while the Jamaica Labour Party administration is dealing with political grandstanding, people are suffering. Let us show evidence like that. Let us show that evidence. We are 9 days after the aftermath. 9 days. 10 days? We are 10 days. Right? And people have not been responded to. Let us show the evidence. 10 days. Some people who have been cut off, not responded to. And you know why? People, let me bring this evidence to Andrew Honest. Andrew Honest have the ability and the capability to reach them. But he's politically vindictive. Hold on, people, let me talk to you. And I'm going to give you the evidence. I'm going to give you the evidence. I am going to show you evidence as it relates to Darrell Vaz. Right? It's telling you as it relates to the amount of machineries they have, and I'm talking specifically as it relates to helicopters. Helicopters that have the capability. Now, I want for you, the clip that I'm going to show you, Jamaica. Yesterday, I clipped that clip. And when I look on the days that clip put up was 5 days. 5 days ago, you know, people. I know that people in Parliament, right? They are telling Andrew Honest as it relates to the science of the situation in terms of how the people need to be rescued. As it relates to how long can the human stay without water, how long they can stay without food. This is serious, you know, people. Look on this clip, and I want you to look on the timestamp of this clip. Jamaica people, look on the timestamp on this clip. I am telling Jamaican people that his action, Andrew Honest's action, is deliberate. Let me just present the evidence to you. Let me present the evidence to you. Honey, let's go to the evidence and show the people. Coming on straight. Let us get to the evidence. Right? I am not making up anything. I am speaking the truth. Showing people the video. Look at this, my Jamaican people. Look at this.
RJ affair at the U.S. Embassy, and you know, President Trump and Secretary Rubio and the American people have promised support to the people of Jamaica, and behind me is one of the examples of that. These are very large lift helicopters, up to 11,000 tons, 11,000 pounds they can carry, and they're going to be working shoulder to shoulder with the JDF to get supplies out to the Jamaican people who we know are in desperate need, and we'll be right there with you.
I want to thank the government of the United States of America and of course the U.S. Embassy here in Jamaica for the coordination. I want to thank all of the personnel that have come. This is 3 of 8. We are hoping that by tomorrow the balance will be here, if not latest the weekend. And of course these 3 will be out to work tomorrow morning. I've been assured by the charge that tomorrow morning, in conjunction with the Jamaica Defense Force, they'll be taking supplies down for distribution, widespread distribution to all the affected communities in Western Jamaica. Just want to reiterate that we are here, we understand the frustration, we understand the anxiety and the suffering from a catastrophic hurricane category 5, and we just want to say we understand and we definitely are doing everything in our power. We pray for you, and God bless Jamaica.
Take him away now.
Got rid of the charge d'affaires at the U.S. Embassy, and
let me ask the question now. You let me ask the question. When we talk about political grandstanding, you let me ask you the question now. What Jamaica just listened to is Darrell Vaz is saying that we have 3 of the Chinook helicopters, right? And we'll be getting some more. And in total, right, they will be having 8 helicopters along with JDF, working in collaboration with JDF, right, to distribute, right, aid, right, to Westmoreland and so forth and so forth. Now, Jamaica people, now let me relax in terms of the question that I'm going to ask. Now, Darrell Vaz, Jamaica Labour Party administration, you have, and you know what? I'm not going to try to make it worse. I'm not going to try to make it worse. I'm just going to talk about the 3, right, Chinook helicopters. You have 3 Chinook helicopters in your position. So I'm not going to talk about the 8 that I talk about. And that's 5 days ago, you know, Darrell Vaz. That's 5 days ago, sir. And I'm going to show you several hundreds, several thousands of people have not been reached as yet. Have not been reached as yet. The Chinook helicopter, 1 Chinook helicopter is capable to carry over 11,000 pound weight. I know me say that, you know, is the skillful pilot just said that. The 1 Chinook helicopter is capable to carry 11,000 pounds of weight. Plus, able to move several people out of the area and put them into a safe zone. So what this is telling me today, that you have not done that, today you have not achieved that, simply mean you don't have a plan of action. What is the Jamaica Labour Party plan of action? Because 5 days ago, right, would be 6 today, right, those people, right, have no access to you, or you don't have any access to them. But yet, in your position, you have the capable machineries that you can do it. So then what it tell me and tell Jamaica that you have no plan of action, but yet you have gone into Parliament, you talk everything what you want to talk, and all the bull crap, because you people are in a campaign mood. You people are in a campaign mood. You people don't know how to run a government. You know how to scam. That's what you people good at. You are scammers. You are political scammers. So then a lot of people hate me because, you understand, I speak truth to power. You have not delivered, Darrell Vaz. You have not delivered on the 110 buses. We remember that, and we are still investigating that. Or what you have said in the clip, you have not delivered. But are we need to surprise? No, Jamaican people, we are not to be surprised because it is Darrell Vaz MO. We have still not seen the invoice and the purchase order of the 110 buses.
He said he would have shown after election.
And he said he would have shown it after election. We still have not seen it. And so then it goes on and on. But let me show Jamaican people.
Jason says, as we speak, it's raining in Jamaica right now.
No, it's raining in Jamaica right now, Jason. So this is the very same thing that I'm talking about, you know. That we're still in an hurricane season, you know. We are not out of the hurricane season. And then, if you have a torrential downpour, where them people that where are they going to go? Let us ask the question. Where are they going to go? You're going to cause more sickness and we're serious bacteria. What about that? Are you thinking about the possibility of a cholera outbreak? Let me ask you a question, Andrew Wallace. Is your administration is thinking of the possibility of a cholera outbreak? Talk to me. Talk to me. Senora Harris says the government must move the Jamaican citizens to Montego Bay Conventional Center. You were talking about it this morning, honey. You were talking about it this morning. To Trelawney Stadium, to National Arena, to the schools that are not badly damaged. Nora Harris, 110% correct. But what is the government plan of action? Plan of action is to PR. That's what they do. PR them way out of situations. PR. Just like when Christopher Tufton Cartwright did. He came and he said that the IC exonerate him. Are you kidding me? So goes to show you, you understand, that they are PR kings and princes. PR kings and princes. That's what they are. Kill you with PR. Nothing is done. Nothing is going to be done. So let us show, right, what we are talking about. That meanwhile you're talking and all the promise that you are making, right, we are not seeing it deliver. Let us give you now some real information. Big up yourself, Bolo. I have been saying that I believe it's been done on purpose. Bolo, listen me, you're 100% correct. You understand? This is deliberate action of delay. Right? Now, let us get into the situation. Now, let us hear what, my good friend, ISAT Buchanan, is speaking about, right? Concerned about the very same thing, right? Yeah.
Very well. Mr. Prime Minister, I have three questions for you. One, the context of equitable distribution. Portland Eastern sits in the east of the island, but there are communities that are maroon. And I heard in your statement, you made mention of the use of technology. And while we applaud that, technology sometimes cannot be a substitute for the lived human experience. So much so that in Portland Eastern, there are communities where all the roofs were blown off. And because it's not a parish that is labeled as affected areas, albeit there are places, as in different communities that were affected, because we are a coastal parish, as you understand. Will there be a committee set up to investigate the maroon areas so that they can be attended first in time, like the other areas that have already been designated as such? In keeping with the equitable distribution, if I am to continue with the theme of dealing with human dignity, Portland Eastern is now situated as the least among us, but the spirit of the Constitution speaks about protecting the rights of the least among us. Since those who are affected that are not a part of the classification of the catastrophe that my colleagues speak of in the name parishes, it is my question to you whether you will reconsider, because of geographical location, size of the constituency, whether or not an allocation can be reconsidered on a situation ethics basis. So much so that the allocation for water for Portland Eastern, and I don't see the minister in here now, the allocation for basic, he's engaged in conversation, but the allocation for even food. Prime Minister, I did the math. It's $195 million for care packages for the 39,000 persons on the voters list alone. Now, I'm raising that to you because the public is watching. I'm in no way suggesting that you give me $195 million to feed the constituents, but I'm not being political now. The reality is, in terms of food distribution, the 1.5 million would amount to about 300 care packages at $5,000. Realistically, realistically, Prime Minister, the question I'm asking to you is in terms of the equity in distribution to ensure that persons are given the basic amenities, the basic necessities in keeping with ensuring that persons aren't excluded from the distribution.
Okay, all right.
I would have raised in another forum in
so
terms.
Let me just you know, I like how ISAT Buchanan is just romancing it and polishing it, and I expect that ISAT is going to do so. He's professional. He's a lawyer, right? But let me know. You understand? Just take off the layer, right? Now, let me say this, Andrew. As it relates to your classification and as it relates to the corridor of Melissa, and when you look at the corridor of Melissa, the areas where managed under the constituency of a People's National Party, like ISAT Buchanan, where his constituency, right, has damages as it relates to Melissa. Now in Hanover, of course, where the member of parliament on the opposition side controls that. And in Westmoreland, right, the member of parliament, right, for the opposition controls that in Westmoreland, Hanover. All right. Now let us look as it relates to your classification. And maybe you want to say you're prioritizing, you understand, the area that has significant damage. Let us try to give you that in terms of what you are saying here. However, we know that St. Elizabeth, extremely damaged. We are not saying that you are not to, right, put the focus on St. Elizabeth. We will never ever say that because St. Elizabeth, severely damaged. But this is the reason why I am saying to you, Prime Minister, be careful in terms of how you identify St. Elizabeth as ground zero in terms of how you kind that narrative. Let me tell you why you are to be careful. You are to be careful that it doesn't seem like you are discriminating, right, and putting area where, as it relates to a GLP member of parliament constituency in St. Elizabeth, right, is going to be one of the focus. And I'm not saying that, okay, all right, that is what you're doing. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying it is the reason that when you look on the corridor, I would prefer for you to kind the entire corridor as ground zero. And one of the reasons why I am saying that, because when you do so, it simply means you are looking generally and all the persons who got hurt are being the victim of Melissa. This is one of the reasons why Mystic Sensation is saying that you must have to have a geographical demographic of the areas affected as it relates to the corridor of Melissa. And so then if that corridor is 15 square miles, you put 3 Chinook, you understand, in segmenting operation to deal with the situation simultaneously so that people who are affected in Portland, people who are affected in Westmoreland, people who are affected in Hanover don't say that they have been marginalized because the 3 Chinooks is serving St. Elizabeth. You get what I mean, Prime Minister, in terms of my logics? So then, you have to now go to the logistic setting and reset that to treat it fairly. And that is one of the reasons why ISAT Buchanan is talking about equity in distribution. You get where ISAT Buchanan is coming from? Equity in distribution simply means, as what I communicated to you, you understand, I mean, a week ago, that don't kind it in that way. Think of the corridor and measure the corridor being affected. So if there's 15 square miles being affected, then utilize the 3 Chinook, 5 square miles each respectively, if you want to nice it up. And so then simultaneously they are delivering aid to all the affected areas. Does that make sense to you, Prime Minister, and your administration? Including, you understand, your brilliant lawyer that asked the Chinaman to deliver aid to his place. I don't know how that look. How you think that look, Andrew Honest? How do you think that look? But as me say, me left it for later, because Lonesome is going to turn on some heat on that. Right? Now, let us go to more evidence to teach Andrew Honest. You understand? Because guess what? We don't want to just come out here and criticize, you understand, and politicize the issue. I have no intention in doing that. I have intention in passing on solutions, regardless that them like mystic sensation, yes or no. But the solutions that I am offering, you understand, meaningful solutions, and if being utilized, that those solutions will save lives. I am guaranteed that. We are that strategical. Now, let us go to other clip. Let us look at this. We are almost showing you evidence as it relates to 10 days after the aftermath. People are still suffering. Now look at this. Here it is, people. Right? Here it is. And there it is. This is, you know, have nothing to do with mystic sensation. This is the Jamaica Observer. Jamaica Observer, as a matter of fact, this is a GLP news outlet. Thursday, 6th November 2025, and I like to take things from their outlet, you know. So if they say that I am dealing with misinformation, they are saying that the outlet, you understand, is dealing with misinformation. You understand my strategy here? Okay. Homeless, hungry, and trapped. This is what we are talking about. Burchell makes passionate relief assistance appeal for her constituents. This is the very same thing that I'm talking about. And that is what ISAT Buchanan is talking about. It has to be, as it relates to the distribution, it must be done equitably and appears to be fair. And here, Sister Burchell, as I call her, right, Mama Nanny, passionate and on the brink of tears. Opposition People's National Party Member of Parliament for St. James Southern, Keisha Burchell, on Monday appeal for Hurricane Melissa relief assistance for her constituents. the majority of whom she says are not only homeless, but hungry and trapped in their communities with the carcasses of their livestock and also dead bodies. Look at this home, Jamaica. Look at this home. Look at this home. Right? This is the dilemma that people are facing, and they need adequate help. Right? Take it away, honey. Take it away. Let us go, honey, to Petersfield. Look at this. I'm showing you, I'm trying to appeal to your conscience and Jonas.
Meanwhile, in Westmoreland, one of several shelters is on the verge of shutdown as there is no water, no electricity, and it's running low on supplies. Kalisha Williams picks up the story.
At the Petersfield High School in Westmoreland, children are everywhere. Not unusual on a regular school day, except classes have been suspended and these children live here, for now, with their families. There are close to 150 people at this shelter, most of them now homeless after Hurricane Melissa. We observed more women and small children. We were told there are 38 children and 6 newborns. We met this man with his 4-month-old. He too is homeless.
I want to go one room and I in there with him, and he mash up bad. His mother have to run with him. I will go in our next house, and we have the breeze, I lift the zinc, man. We have to run out and run go over one of another front concrete house, and the baby, him drop front way with the baby.
He lost everything.
No one help with the baby. I mean, I really have no clothes for him. See that not was socks upon him. Nothing I have for him right now. No, yeah, man, there was socks. More some feeding and pampers. Right now, one pampers here, one pampers here, right now. One pampers the pan. Maybe know more. Right now, you got a people right now.
The stories are similar among the people staying at the high school. Teachers turned shelter administrators have been doing what they can to assist, like Philippa Walters.
So far, the shelter, we have not gotten any assistance. All we have using now are things that the school had in stock. And we know by tomorrow to the other day, we'll be out. As it is now, we have no water, no running water, and drinking water also. We have to limit persons to 1 bottle of water per day. That's the situation now. And
Jamaica, I want you to process that clip that we just played. I am going to ask the government something. We all witness the ton loads of assistance that we are getting, the ton loads of aids that we are getting. This is one of the government shelters. This is one of the government shelters. Then, if you have the government shelter and the government cannot sustain that shelter after the government getting ton loads of assistance, where the people them for food and water there? Let me ask. Where is the people them food and water? Where the food and water them give them in the shelter? At the government shelter this enough? I want to get it, Jamaican people. This is the government shelter. And you hear the shelter administration said there's no, them have run out of food, there's no water, no electricity. We start to understand that with the electricity. But we could put on the electricity. Because we don't want to sound like, you understand, we just want to critique everything. So we just put out the electricity. Because we understand what is going on with the electricity. But food and water, we have seen, we can't understand what they want with food and water. Because we know, say the government get ton loads of food, ton loads of water, and other necessities tile the trees and everything. The government have them in them position. So then how do the government, no, Andrew Wallace, you need to come back out here and come explain this. You need to come back out here and explain this. That last night in Andrew. That is last night, Andrew Wallace. That is last night. And you gone in a parliament and talk how you are dealing with this effectively. That's last night. So let me ask you something, Andrew Wallace. I mean, this is one of the government shelters. So let me ask, which are the people them food and water there? Right there. But the people them food and water there. Over there. It up arm. It up arm. Colonel Charles Jr. Yard. A Colonel Charles Jr. Yard is there. So then let me ask Colonel Charles Jr. this. Colonel Charles Jr. You see like, oh, you see them people there. You understand? Out of food and out of water. Everything what the Chinaman give you. Peter Fields need it, sir. Take it down to Peter Fields, right? And make sure it's recorded that you have given them. What you do up your yard? What the people have food and water do up your yard? The government shelter. None of the food and water. We know so the government get tons. How much big plane? El Salvador, how much big things? Venezuela, how much tons? The government can't say. They don't have it, you know. We see it. So wait there. Hold on, let me ask you a question. As these things start to distribute at members of parliament homes under the pretext that it is going to be delivered, what to do on our house? Yes, yes. What I want to know.
One sec, hold on.
What the people them here, they do a Colonel Charles Jr. house. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
Because me hot, you know, me hot this morning, you know.
Yeah. Listen, I think when Mr. Owen is put up, is it true or not true? He's telling people that they can borrow money from the NHS.
Well, I will have to look into that. I don't want to give you an answer just off the bat like that. You understand? But like what you are telling me now, right? I will have to look into that. Or if anyone in the chat can help out this person with as it relates to that question, right? I would happy to do so. Yes, go ahead.
Another thing I want to find out. Mr. Only says he's gonna give the people 12 and 10 million Jamaican dollars. Look all the donation coming. What 12 and 10 million Jamaican dollars is gonna do? That's almost 10 million is almost 47,000 pounds, 646 pounds, 21 pence. What that can do?
Okay.
What that can do?
That cannot do anything, but let me rewind that for you. He's saying he's going to give each minister, right, as it relates to their respective constituency. But as I said, you're right. He can't do nothing he can do. It's only a little stopgap. Nothing that can do. Really and truly. Nothing.
That's 47,000 pounds.
Nothing.
Lose them life, you know. What's this man talking about now? And are these, what does this man think? Take Jamaica people them fearful?
Well, he's just politicking, man. Right?
Yeah, and another thing I want to put up.
Yes.
The duty. That man need to make the duty run on for at least about 6 months or a year.
I would say a year. I would say a year, sir. I would say a year.
What is the problem? That member say I called you before, and I was telling you, so I was looking up on Jamaica GDP and all these things.
Yes.
Jamaica doesn't have no money, so what I think this man going to do, all the donation, he's going to try and use that money to pay off the debts. Because so much things them doing in the country, and they don't have no money. What does money gonna do to people? And I hear him say, some place not gonna get no money.
Sir, goes back to what we are talking about, and let me say this. This is one of the reasons why when I say that Andrew Wallace begun in terms of setting up a platform to deal with pilfering. Because how can you, right, setting up oversight committee and using your own members, right? You can't do that.
Police themselves.
You understand? You're using your own members to police themselves. You can't do that. There's no checks and balance. That has nothing to do with checks and balance. That have everything to do with cover up and pilfering and corruption.
It's corruption. It's corruption. Those things should have been independent people flying from abroad to oversee that what he's doing with the money. But this man don't want to do that. He's setting up a system that his crooked people them will be benefit out of Jamaica people them.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This thing is just despicable. And I'm happy now that the PSOJ is coming out. Because you see, the PSOJ now is feeling it, right, as it relates to their pocketbooks. They are feeling it now. And they are going to feel it some more.
In the first place, the PSOJ should have come out a long time about, it's not just the
Agreed.
or the courthouse supposed to come out and shut Mr. Holness down, because they shouldn't grant him no leave to appeal, because the man need to show all people. First of all, him saying he used 2 car and him worth $500 million. In nowhere in the world that going to happen. But a little island like Jamaica, two motor vehicle.
So which route him used to apply? Nobody don't know them taxi there.
That's what I want to know. And I'm coming to Jamaica. I want to know. But you see, I would like to face this man and ask him what route he used to run.
Exactly.
Who used to take his taxi.
Exactly.
Because it cannot be normal people taking his taxi. And even if they was paying $5,000 a week, that couldn't make him $500 million. When you must do the maths, it doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out. The maths is not mathsing.
It's not maths, it cannot maths. Even if he was doing it for 50 years while he was born. Because how old Andrew Willis is? He's a little bit older than him. That is he 50 something now?
I think Andrew Willis might be 51 or 52, I think.
Yeah. So how long since this man have these 2 taxis? It doesn't max out.
The maths not mathsing, my brother.
Financial thing doesn't max out.
None at all.
The maths that I'm use, the maths that I'm use is the mayor of Portland maths.
Mr. Sensation, you have to wonder what is going on in Jamaica.
I'm telling you, my brother.
You know, I get a vision from the first day this man take power in Jamaica that Jamaica is going to go to the dogs, because this man is so corrupted. He's going to buy out everybody. He's going to buy out everybody, buy out the court, buy out the church, and that's what this man is. And Jamaica people is blindsided by this man, because listen to this. Just after them done the DDL, this man come out the other week and say he's gonna pay Jamaica people a rise of $32,000 Jamaican dollar a week.
All right.
He's not when you work on 32,000 Jamaican dollars a week, it's nearly 140 something pound.
Yes. All right. All right, Carla. Let me give you hold on. Let me give you a minute. Hold on. Let me give you a minute to wrap up, because remember we have to close at a particular time because I am coming back on Titan. Remember that I have Titan show later. So yeah, I'll give you a minute to wrap up. Go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying, Jamaica people need to wise up and see where this man is going. Yeah?
Yes.
They need to wise up. And what Jamaica people need to know, in this time, they need to put country in front of politics. Politics now go work for Jamaica. And what I cannot understand, the infrastructure of the country, God, man, Jesus Christ, it made me cry to see all the. What did they do with all this man said them to spend so much money in the hospital? What money? The hospital doesn't have no infrastructure.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.
They don't even build one.
All right, my caller, man. For run left you. You know it go.
All right, thanks.
Bless up yourself, my brother.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
My
thanks.
yes.
And keep up the good job you and your wife, sir.
Thank you, man.
You're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job.
Thank you, sir. Yes, man. Blessing.
I said Andre's 53.
Them say Andre's 53. Okay, you need a phone? Okay. So yes, I love what George Smith have here. Mystic Sensation. The government has proven over the years to be highly incompetent and a set of jawbone workers bent on photo ops and grandstanding, and the hurricane just a next event that exposes them. George Smith, big up yourself. You are so right. Right? Now let us look on this clip, other clip now, my Jamaican people. But just imagine now, only when we look and see TVJ as it relates to, you understand, one of the shelters that the government responsible for. They run out of food, they run out of water. And when we look, we see a whole heap of food and water. The Chinaman carry the food and water, you understand, gone up Colonel Charles Jr., you understand, house. And me I tell Colonel Charles Jr. this, you know. You understand? I hope you listen to this, you know. Make sure, you understand, you take every one of that item, you understand, and put it where it ought to go. You understand? And you need to be disciplined about this, because you should know better. You should know better. You're a lawyer, you're a minister, you should know better and know definitely as it relates to checks and balance and transparency. It doesn't look good. What do people have here that don't pay a yard? What do people have here that don't pay a yard? Now, let us go to the TVJ. Right? Listen to these people to show you. You understand? The set of tardiness as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party while people are suffering. And the Jamaica Labour Party is tardy, is so tardy.
The gripping story now about the lengths one man went in order to try and save the lives of his relatives and friends in Beeston Spring, Westmoreland. The community was left marooned after the passage of Melissa. Dwayne Anderson has this story.
So I'm just asking and I'm begging, because this is a situation where it's a do or die situation.
A do or die situation in Left Hall, Beeston Spring. It is one of the communities cut off from the outside world for a week now. The residents survived the hurricane's wrath, but Mr. Tomlinson is worried that could change unless they get urgent attention.
We can have the aftermath. We can still have people dying because the hurricane is gone, but there are people that are sick there, and if they can't come out there. Right now, I'm in Kingston, but they're out of water there. They don't have any food. There is just one shop in the area there. That's my sister. And the shop is completely done because all of the people that are in the community has to depend on that one shop. So we don't have any access to food. We don't have any access to health care. We don't have any access to water.
Residents have been proactive. They have made preparations for the authorities to access the area by air.
So if the government can get a copter to go there, there's place for it to land. We already prepare a spot there, like other guys in the area have prepared a spot that if there's any rescue team coming in to take people to any medical care, because our road is cut off and the down by the bottom there is complete river. There's a river broken out in our road, so we don't have no way out of our community.
When we spoke with Mr. Tomlinson, he was in Portmore, St. Catherine. He left Westmoreland with one target: find his relatives in Portmore, collect food, clothes, medication, water, and other supplies, then head back to Beeston Spring. The supplies he collected are critical to help keep his neighbors, friends, and loved ones alive.
My children, they need like pills, alcohol, because our home is enshambled. So me and my children was in my house and my girlfriend when the house tumbled, like everything blow off out of us. So my girlfriend had one of the child in the breeze. They suffer all the hurricane in the wind. So now they're sick. Like one of my son's foot is swelling because everywhere that the limbs or the debris would hit them, you could see it. My son's ears around here is black and blue.
Getting to Portmore from Left Hall Beeston Spring in Westmoreland was tough. He walked for hours, begged rides along the way.
Some guys in the area, bikes, like they had, like as I told you before, there's a tower in the road, so they have to put like some ply on it, both sides, and have other guys help them lift the bikes over it. And then when they reach to the pole, they have other guys, they have plies and have other guys there lifting the bikes over it. So I have to walk to the smoothest part, and then they would pick me up on the bike and move to a location where it's better. And then when it reach to the river now, I have to go through the water, like take my time, climb till I reach and go through the water.
He has to repeat the process to get back home to 5 parishes away. Failure not an option. Lives depend on it.
All right,
so it was like terrible. It was like traumatic to reach here, but somehow I have to get out of there because I'm thinking about my children. I'm thinking about how they're gonna like I'm even here now and I'm emotionally distressed because I'm thinking about them back there, how they're surviving. Okay. I'm just hoping to get medication, first aid kits, food, clothing, and go back there so that I can bring them some comfort.
Okay, all right. Take it away, Oni. So you have seen the commonality as it relates to everyone is talking about food and water. Food and water, and we have hundreds, thousands of these people out there trapped, and they're asking for food and water. It's very serious. And at the same time, the government have in its position, you understand, ton loads of aids, you understand, and not able to reach those people, although the government have the machineries to more than can reach them. So what is happening? What is happening, Andrew Jonas? What is happening? Let me go to this caller. Caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am calling. I was on a program last night.
Yes.
And on that program, it was said that a caller on your program said that they could ship stuff for the relief to Jamaica for free. No. Do you have that person number?
Yes, I have the number, but it's not for free. It's a discounted price, and he would go around and pick it up. Are you on the live right now?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to put the information again in the chat. I put it earlier in because someone has asked for it, so I'll put it again in the chat for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Or I can, you know what, let me message it to you. I'll put it in the chat and I'll message it to you. I see your number there. I'll just message it to you as well.
Okay.
All right.
And as we were saying earlier in the chat, we must appeal to the government of Jamaica to take the people out, the citizens out of those areas, bring them to the conventional center, bring them to schools that are not badly damaged, bring them out to Trelawney Stadium, to the stadium, because we cannot be feeding the people amongst the dead bodies.
Here you go, sister. Fully agreed.
Take them out.
Come on.
Montego Bay Conventional Center is there. Trelawney Stadium is there. Schools that are not badly damaged is there.
Exactly.
Why are we taking food to the people amongst the dead?
Mighty God, man. What is going on?
This man have no heart for the citizens of Jamaica.
And then the potential of all sort of bacterial outbreak.
Right.
That is going to further cripple the economy. What is going on? I don't understand what is going on. It is, sister, it is not like, right? They don't have the machineries as it relates to the Chinook helicopter. They have 3 of them in their positions. Right? Plus small JDF helicopters. So when you look as it relates to what Darrell Var said, you understand 8 helicopters, right? Plus assistance with JDF. You understand? And you cannot segment it. You cannot segment it the area as it relates to the corridor of Melissa. You understand? So that those helicopters can surgically go into those areas. Come on. Come on. It can be done.
It's a burning disgrace.
Of course, it's a disgrace.
10 days later, this man telling the people that they must be patient.
Yeah, you understand? 10 days later, you're telling people to be patient. 10 days.
Nothing else he's doing, just politicizing.
This is crazy, man.
And it's the greedy getting, not the needy.
Well, you see what happened as it relates to Colonel Charles Jr. You understand? You so much aid at his house. Me want to know why the Chinaman take those aids, you understand, and carry to Colonel Charles Jr. house. We are going to investigate that. I know him house.
Remember body because when the illegal people come in, them have them working all about, and Jamaicans can't get work. And then when you find them, you say, okay, let them stay, just sign off on it. Anywhere else in the world you go, and you're illegal, and then catch you, you have to go home.
All right. So you
Colonel, sign off on them, so let them stay.
exactly. There you go. He's the Minister of Labor, you know. He's the Minister of Labor, you know. So you can understand the corruption there.
Sign off on them and say, okay, let them stay.
The Chinaman found him yard to backside and gave him aid. What up, around this? This not look good.
The Chinaman know yard long time.
Chinaman know him yard long time, my sister. Know him yard long time.
Give us the evidence. The same one give us the evidence.
Hey, no wonder how can a liar, you know? Sister, how can a liar How can a liar Colonel Charles Jr.?
The same one give us the evidence.
Eh?
And then love the PR.
Yeah, the PR blind him, you know.
That's all they want.
Arrogance and PR blind him.
You see you posted number again, sister?
Yes, once you, because I have to do it on the phone here on. So once you're finished, then I'll message it to you.
All right, thanks for having me, and you have a great day.
Bless up, my sister. Love you. All right.
Love you. Have a great day.
Blessings. All right, melting pot. Right. You have the link in a melting pot. Right. So the link is there. Right.
See it? Let me see something.
So
he hasn't seen it yet. Melting pot. I sent the link again, so it's there.
Yeah, man. She said she had sent it twice. Melting pot. So the link is there. Melting pot. All right. Now, wifey is going to yes, wifey is going to show, because we want to make sure that our people get getting the necessary help that they need to get, right, as it relates to some home provisions. So let me just make wifey speak on that, right? By then, might be melting pot will come in. All right, go ahead, wifey.
Okay, guys. So it's because so many people are in the chat now, so most people can hear.
Yes.
I'm gonna start with Miss P. Many of you are familiar with Miss P. I spoke to her yesterday. She lost her roof, her furnitures are damaged, but she's in good spirit, and she did speak on Mr. Rattigan's program last night.
Yes.
As well, we were able to send her a bit of money for aid. And Millicent, that $100, if you're listening to me, that you had donated and said to give it to someone in need, that went to Miss P. And someone in July had sent $50 to my PayPal account, which was still in there because just to use it towards the channel, it was still in there. So I put that and then make up some more money and send to Miss P. So if anyone else wants to assist Miss P in any way, you can just message me on the WhatsApp number and I will give her information to you, and you can directly liaison with her and give it to her directly. I don't want to be in the middle of it. So if you want to help Miss P, then you can reach out to me and I will give you the necessary information so you can assist her, because Miss P is badly affected. Her son, she said, was traumatized, but he's doing a bit better right now.
Okay.
And also there's a gentleman, Delroy, and he's in 3 Hills in St. Mary, Top Plaza 23 Industrial Pen, 3 Hills in St. Mary. He runs a micro bio cleaning service, and his business has been badly affected in terms of his equipment. He says he's not asking for money or anything like that, but if people want to help him to get his equipment back, if you want to donate the equipment and stuff like that, I have his number as well. If you want to reach out and to help this gentleman, his name is Delroy, I will provide the information so you can reach out to him. He says he's not begging for money. He just wants his equipment that he used for his business, because it's residential and commercial cleaning that he does. That is his livelihood. So he just wants a little help to get back on his feet, because St. Mary is not being mentioned. And I saw some footages coming out of St. Mary, and it's not good either. There's a lot of flooding and stuff that took place in St. Mary. All right, so we're going to get to the adopter family aspect now. So I reached out to Mr. Blake this morning. He is coordinating the adopter family initiative on behalf of Dr. Dayton Campbell. And what he said to me is that they're doing this initiative in 2 phases. There's a relief phase in which they're collecting water, food stuff, essential supplies for babies, women, you name it. So they are doing that phase right now. The second phase is the recovery phase, which is where the container homes come in. But he says what happened, they don't have all the data yet. They're still on the ground checking to see how many families have been affected, how many are going to be in need of these container homes. So they're still getting the logistics together. But he did say that the company that provides these container homes have already donated a container home, which is going to be erected next week for a family that is in dire need. So that is a good thing. So I've gotten commitment from quite a number of persons who are interested. And I was saying I was going to do through PayPal, but now I'm thinking it should be more like a GoFundMe, where people can see the amount that has been collected and where we are at with collection as we go along. I've never set up a GoFundMe, so I'm going to rely on you guys to help me with that. But I want it to be as transparent as possible, because it's $3,000 US for one home. And face it, guys, none of us have 300 US just sit, sorry, 3,000, sorry, pardon me. 3,000 US just sitting down all at one go to just pick up to say. So it's going to be a collective effort. We're going to need as many persons as we can to donate. And then we're going to, over a long-term basis, still help these families with basic necessities. He did send me a diagram of what the layout of these homes look like, as well as a picture of the inside of these homes. And he said that there's a potential to add on to them, right? So I'm just going to share the diagram first. All right, so this is a diagram of, let me just expand that so you can see it a bit better. All right, so this is a diagram of the smallest home, and it is 3 by 6 by 2 by 8 meter with a toilet. So this is what the plan looks like, the floor plan of the home. So they come in panels and then they put it together. The person have to already have a foundation, already have a pit and pipe into that. So most of those homes would have already had, because they were sitting on foundations before the hurricane blew the structure that was there off. And then I'm going to show you a picture of the container home itself, both inside and outside views. All right, so this is what one looks like. And the company goes and erects it, and this is what inside looks like. I was asking about a kitchen, and that's where he says there it can easily be added on, right? So they have a bathroom. It's small, but it's a nice space. And then there's the space for living. So this is what I was given. So persons are interested, more persons are interested, you can reach out to me. Anyone who knows how to start a GoFundMe, please reach out to me, and we can get it going, because it's okay. We don't want to wait until last minute before we get things started.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right.
So
Let me just put you up
to Byron
and have you speak on the here, right? You want to speak, right? Okay. All right. Let me just put you up. All right, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening again, and Miss Anne, good evening.
Good evening.
Evening, everybody in the chat. No, Brother Byron.
Yes, my sister.
Government and your owners holding on to the money like it's his money. You know, bet you my bottom dollar. This is the money and the time that Andrew Ole is going to go prison. Watch.
Right.
The amount of money that has been donated to Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. All the man have to do is start clearing the place, get the dead bodies out, start helping the people. The places that, excuse me, like the center there, stadium, hotels, treat the people with dignity, no man.
Exactly, my
Start
sister.
helping the people. You're going to have an outbreak, you know, because you can imagine the people have no toilet and all of those things. They're not going to defecate anywhere they can find.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, it's a reality. They're not going to defecate because they have to do it.
They have no choice.
They have to do it.
They have no choice, my sister. And so then he's now making the situation worse, right? To have a cholera outbreak on our hands.
Yes. And the people who have other kind of illnesses, diabetes, high blood pressure, and all of those things, they need to be taken care of. They need to get their medication.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this man?
It's crazy.
Why him not go just do something and just omit himself off of the face of the earth? What good is he doing? He cannot trust the opposition, but he can trust the thief them in a party.
Well, I mean, remember, you know,
Vance should never be near nothing that near money.
All
this money that come down, Vance shouldn't be there.
All right. He's anti-checks and balance, right? So he doesn't want any checks and balance. Can you imagine? That's crazy.
Sinus, but I'm bad. He has gotten so much money. Start fixing the road too. The road can start fix all the road that were damaged for passage. Can start fixing. Allocate the money to the ministers, right? For the constituencies. Make sure he knows how much money is given to each constituency. Take what you call it? Excuse me, the allergy. Take an account of the money who's given what and see how the money is spent.
Yes, I agree with you, sister.
Have an inventory.
Agree with you.
Why is he with? It's not hard. Why is he holding on to the money? What is he gonna hold on to it and do? You can't run away with it. Right now, I don't understand this, you know. Children are in it. Little children.
Mighty goodness.
To see if he can put things together as fast as he can, so those who are in school can continue on. Even for January coming. It's not hard. Just put people to work. Let me tell you, the people, the donors, internationally and locally, take account of the money that is donated to Andrew Holness.
Yeah, they need to do that.
Bring him to book if the money is not spent properly. Because this is some fire mafia will take the money, and chop it out little by little among some of the criminals.
Exactly.
That is named the illicit 8 or 10 plus himself. He will. Because he don't have nothing about him.
Here you go, sister.
We must not shut up. We must keep on hammering this thing about the donation and the money. I want it to reach as far as it can internationally so the people are aware that their money is not being spent. The money and your owners have it. Perhaps him don't even have it in the bank, him have it now and she say yard. Who even know that? Possible.
Exactly.
He must talk to the people. Communicate with the people. What is he hiding? What is he hiding from the opposition? They are part of government. Bring them on board.
Well, what he, well,
we're licking behind. We are talk. We're not shut up.
Yeah, well, my sister, what he wants to hide from the opposition, right? He has been hiding it from the Integrity Commission investigators. Simple corruption. Corruption.
But may I tell you, it's a mistake.
Yes.
This one going to send him to prison.
Well.
They say this money I go send Andrew Holness to prison. What more does this one want? Criminal, what more you want? What more you want from Jamaica people?
Well, there you go, my sister.
Give them a chance, man.
Exactly.
Give the people a chance to live.
My sister, let me say this to you, my sister. They have no conscience. Because let me say this to you. Now, when we look at Pernell Charles Jr., you understand, in a nice, comfortable home, you understand, sleeping in a warm bed, knowing to the fact, this to show you how indiscretionate they are, knowing to the fact that you have people out there in the element exposed to nature's element, and yet him of the Chinaman, you understand, they carry loads of aid to his house. And remember, you know, he's getting roughly about $16 to $18 million per year. Think of the viciousness and the wickedness.
Jesus, oh God.
And when they are asking people, right, on the other side of the island, that they have to double up input, I am asking Andrew Holness, since he's asking people to make the sacrifice, he needs to demonstrate that level of sacrifice by reducing his salary, reducing members of parliament salary, and reduce his budget size, because definitely the economy is at a strain and cannot manage it.
And that's why I'm not all on for the money, Mr. Mistake. You want to turn it back into the economy.
Right?
He wants to do that because Jamaica never have no money at all.
Well,
before the hurricane.
Well,
No money.
And you see where your sister, right? Because he wants to use this to, you know, you understand, to cover some of him corruption that he had done, you know. And we are watching him. And that's why we said we need the opposition oversight. You understand, to make sure that every checks and balance being done that are to be done. But guess what? Every single donation that given to Andrew Holness, right? We have a way to check it out, and the opposition know the way out to check on every single dollar given to him, and it has to be given account of. Has to be given account of. It cannot be trusted. This government cannot be trusted, because look at that. You are going to tell me that, okay, all right, Pernell Charles Jr. as a liar? What sort of a liar is he? What sort of liar is he? Not to knowing that this cannot be looking good for the political optics. Eh? It's to show you how indiscretionate they are. And let me ask the question. How many other members of parliament been getting the people's them aid? How many members of parliament been getting the people's them aid?
But see how much
something go each of them house.
Think of what me as a sister.
What go to them house? Look here, JDF.
Think of what I'm saying.
Constabulary force him bound out and peon out. And make gonna be this and be that. But almost 50 of the JCF. Him put up.
Right? This is ridiculous. This is despicable.
Step them up because he wants them to be in his corner.
Exactly. All right, my sister. Let me give you a minute. All right. Let me give you a minute.
We're calling on the international body for help.
Yes. All right. May I give you? All right. May I give you a minute?
We can't trust the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We can't Andrew buy them out. Wanna come help me? And all of the food them go search them yard. Take back the food. Go get the people them.
People them need it. People them need it.
They need it.
So may I give you a minute? May I give you a minute for close up, my sister, because you know me have to come back on Titans later.
Yes.
And
people.
Yes.
Look out on the eye. The eagle eye. Look out on the eye. Good. Watch him. Watch Andrew Holness.
All right.
Money is not his.
And that's no
be
joke.
Spent to make the people's lives better.
That's no joke.
Time enough. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow this again. Why are the people in you're afraid of Andrew Holness? No. Stand up to him. Stand up to Andrew Holness. And this last I said, Mr. Can get out. You see, the Speaker of the House with a rude behavior, the good behavior. Even people downtown, when they're in certain category and people and environment know how to handle themselves. And she has been going on and on. Somebody must step up.
She doesn't know anything.
Talk to her the way she must be spoken to.
She doesn't know anything about decorum, my sister.
Come down to her level and make her stop this kind of behavior in Parliament. It's not Parliament is not like it was before. It's coming like fried fish shop and down a town, down a market. Up to down the so order is. You can't be telling adults when they want to talk about Jamaica and the Jamaica people and stand up for them to please take a seat. Go tell your man, your husband. Go tell him to go take a seat and that's what you do. And you come out. You get out. They must challenge her. Challenge her and put her in her place. Somebody must do it. She has been going on too much and it has to stop. She desecrate the Parliament.
Of course, we desecrate the Parliament.
Give me some Baron.
Blessing up, my sister. Right.
All
right. Love you, my sister. All right.
That's what Eric is saying.
Okay, so Eric McClymount, to many MPs are profiteering. They have water trucks, garbage trucks, generators for rent, a direct conflict of interest, no checks and balances with this government. Eric, you are 100%, 100% correct. And that's why we say that this government is operating a banana republic. Andrew Holness again is running an animal farm. He's Napoleon the pig, and it goes on. A kleptocratic government, right? It goes on and on and on. Now, let me say this thing. Because I notice now that catastrophe ban that we are going to discuss, that I noticed that Nigel Clark had an interview on Fix. Hold on, let me just answer this. Let me just answer this, my people. Yes, you have reached Mrs. Sensation. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, man, Bolo here, bossy.
All right, Bolo, hold on there. I'm going to put you up. I'm going to put you up that the people can hear a Bolo. All right, now, my brother, go on.
Yeah, I don't know if you address this as yet, you know.
Yes.
But Desmond McKenzie was in a conference trying to defend the government's response to this disaster. And he stated that they were not incompetent and all of these things. However, they have a storeroom in Montego Bay that he mentioned, a big warehouse filled with supplies in there. And it's cut off because the roads are cut off and the shelters haven't gotten any food and water. Their plan was after the storm to carry the food to the shelters and stuff like that.
But it's been
Really want to know how it worked in Canada if there was a situation like that. Would it make sense for the supplies to be sent to the warehouse when the people are going to the warehouse initially before the storm? So what? Then if it does go through, suppose the storm is there for 3 days, and they would be there for 3 days without food and water.
I have to laugh.
I've been at the shelters.
I have to laugh. Look, that goes to show you that there was no planning, Bolo. No planning. They don't know them head from them foot. Right?
But I refuse to believe that these people are this incompetent. It has to be deliberate.
Well, you know, I mean,
and incompetent.
all of the above, Bolo. All of the above. Right? They are incompetent, and their actions are deliberate too.
After this.
Because let me say this, Bolo. Right? They have been getting update, Bolo. Right? Prior to the storm hit land. And even on day 1, so to say day 2, prior to, you understand, landfall of Hurricane Melissa. Why they did not take out those so-called food that was in storage and properly dispatch it to the various shelters? Why, Bolo?
This is what I remember. The Prime Minister, everybody came up and they told us that was the plan. I thought that was the plan. I don't understand. I'm really confused. I don't get it.
All right.
And the people are dead, hungry and I suffer, brother. Yo.
Bolo, hold on there.
Jamaica need to rise up.
Hold on there, Bolo, before you go, because I want you to break down this to me. The Jamaica Labour Party administration have in their arsenal right now 8 helicopters, inclusive of 3 Chinooks. We know that they have ton loads of aids. Now, even the flaws it relates to road and that get cut off and so forth and so forth. Let me ask you a question. Bolo. As my wife said, the ear not cut off. Simply means the helicopter go and use them ear space there. You're going to tell me, right, that they can't land an helicopter, right, collect the amount of goods that need to be collected, you understand, and dispatch them to the various shelters? Okay, let us ask another question. Those people who are cut off and trapped without food, without water, you're going to tell me that the helicopters them can go there and them can land another control distribution order going on in there to save life, to preserve life? Just look at that.
What's a mistake? We must say age of technology we live in now.
Exactly.
They even carry drones to fly and carry goods in the areas of maroon.
There you go.
Saying that on my platform.
There you go. There you go.
Once you have good size drones, you can carry good weight and you can drop them in the areas, them right to the people in their hand.
All right, hear the thing, Bolo.
There's no excuses.
There's no excuse. Hear the thing, Bolo. Jamaica is how much square miles? Jamaica is 4,411 square miles.
Yeah.
Now the area that affected, said we have 1,500 square miles being affected as it runs diagonal across Jamaica. As it relates to St. Elizabeth, right, Westmoreland and so forth, and St. Anne's, right, run diagonal across Jamaica. Now you tell me now that they can contain and properly man, you understand, 1,500 square miles of area that been affected.
I don't believe that.
This is madness.
Madness.
This is madness, my brother.
Thing too. They could have attacked it from the sea as well. For the areas on the coastal line.
There you go.
In boats.
There you go, my brother.
There's excuses.
No excuse.
No excuses. Jamaica need to hold this government feet to the fire. Them in a parliament and a smile and a giggle while people simultaneously are dead for years and people are sick on them something.
Bull crap, man.
Can't work, brother.
And then now,
Still,
bless up yourself, Bolo. Right, and people remember enough go over and sub up to Bolo. Bolo do excellent work in the morning. Tell you that. Go over there and sub up to Bolo. Bless up yourself, Bolo. Now
look at Excel.
Okay, Excel. Good afternoon, Mystic and family. Same to you, my brother. I am from a little district in Eastern Hanover by the name of Axe and Az. Everything is completely destroyed and marooned. No help has reached them yet.
So anybody is listening can reach out to those in authority and let them know that these people are still marooned and they're desperately in need of help.
So then, when I see information like this now, how you deal with it? Eh? How you deal with it? Knowing that, look here, we have 10 days after hurricane, the aftermath, and people marooned, people trapped, no food, no water. What is it the government is not getting? What is it? The government. We are not talking about 10 or 20. We are talking about hundreds and thousands of people who are trapped. And one commonality, no food, no water. Mighty God. And you have X amount of people. You understand? Just gathered in an area. Remember, they have to pass their feces, urinate, right? And all of these things. And so then you run the risk of your delay to have a cholera outbreak. So you don't see the potential where it is going to affect the health sector. We don't even have any health sector, to be honest. And that is the truth. It sounds like me harsh. It sounds like me harsh. But that is the truth. You understand what I'm saying? This is how serious this thing is. And I am saying to Andrew owners, the longer you wait, sir, it is going to be more devastating if the area don't clear out to avoid further contamination. Right? And people are going to die. That's why I say that you need to consider the science. How long that human can do without having a drink of water. Eh? How long? And remember, finding burst pipeline and certain things can be contaminated by sewage. So people cannot be, and let me warn people, right? If you are using water from certain areas and you're not boiling it, for people who are in this situation, don't drink it. Or tip some bleach or whatever. Don't drink it. Because, of course, E. coli can now contaminate the water system. So I'm asking the Jamaican government, are you considering these factors? And understand that the more you delay, you are definitely putting the situation in a worse dire need. And if you're not thinking in that regard, it's time for you to let go of the government. Right? But remember, when you let it go, right? Please don't leave the island. Because you need to be clear from the IC. Let me warn you. Now, let me talk about the catastrophe bond, because many Jamaicans don't know. And you see how disingenuous Andrew Owners administration disingenuous. They make it seem like, okay, all right, Nigel Clark is the creator for the catastrophe bond. And many Jamaicans right now, before me even speak this, they believe so. They believe that, okay, all right, it is through Andrew Warner's administration, you understand, that Nigel Clark was prudent and he was thinking about an insurance for hurricane and so forth and so forth. And he did not tell Jamaica that it is Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips' blueprint. He didn't. And then you have people on TikTok. He's saying, oh, Nigel Clark is strategic. I saw Nigel Clark on Fix. And Nigel Clark is not telling people that he follow as it relates to example that was set in the previous administration. This is how disingenuous Jamaica Labour Party is. I'm going to show you the evidence, my people.
Okay, hold the line. Sorry, hold the line.
Okay, let me just put this caller, right, for people who want to call. Meanwhile, we are juggling, call and talk, cause you understand. Yes, my caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Please go ahead.
Mr. Byron.
Yes, my dear.
How are you?
I'm wonderfully fine. How are you doing?
Amen. I am blessed and highly favored.
Thank you, my dear. Love that.
Yes, sir. You know something? The talking that they're doing, that the Prime Minister is doing, right?
Yes.
They're doing all this talking. And you have people who have been cut off. You have people living, I don't know if you know anything about Clarendon that much, where there's a place called Trout Hall.
Yeah, I know some areas in Clarendon, but I don't know that specific area.
Okay. There's a place called Trout Hall where they have the Ryamina River goes through. Right?
Yes.
And those people, I have not heard anybody mention those people that they're going to give anything to them. And those are the ones who run behind Andrew Holness and go voted for him.
Whoa.
Yes, it's a little district in there called Trout Hall. It's between Frankfield and Chapperton.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There is nothing. Nobody has gone there. And then I hear people talking about Mr. Hazard. That is not Mr. Hazard's part of the wood. You know what I'm saying? That's
yes.
not his part.
And remember, my sister. Hold on, my sister. Let me just help you with the information that you are providing to us. Remember, it is the very same thing that ISAT Buchanan is speaking about in Parliament. When ISAT Buchanan is asking the government, you understand, if the government set up a committee, you understand, so that the community can do search to find out those people who maroon in certain areas, to ensure, you understand, that they can give some level of aid to those people. Remember, that is the question that ISAT Buchanan was asking in Parliament. So they are on it as it relates to the opposition, right? And that's why I'm telling you that the People's National Party opposition, I have strong confidence, right? Checks and balance is going to put to the order. Go ahead, my sister. I'm just aiding you with that information.
Right. Because I know that Mr. Hazard is a part of Trout Hall.
Yes.
Clarendon. Mr. Hazard is installing, coming down, and he's a part of theirs. Not all of Trout Hall he governs, But what I'm saying, I'm going to ask the question. For all the damages that have been done in this country, 10 million Jamaican dollars, what are the people going to do with 10 million Jamaican dollars?
That's nonsense.
Huh? 10 million, and then he's promised to give Manchester Skyline 5 million?
Nonsense, my sister. Nonsense.
Where's all the million goes when all these people, the entertainers and those people giving away money to Jamaica? What are they doing with all the money?
It's like the days. It's like the days of Pharaoh telling the men to build bricks without straw.
Mm-hmm. And I would advise the PNP to be careful. Do not put don't let their guards down, because this man is a trickster.
Believe
and
it.
he's doing everything to undermine the PNP. That's what he's doing.
Exactly.
I wrote to Mr. Golden and I begged. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. I wrote to Mr. Golden and I begged Mr. Golden, do not shake hands with this devil. Do not shake his hand. Something is let loose over Jamaica. I'm telling you. There's a dark cloud hanging over Jamaica. And, they need some spiritual bath.
I think so, sister. I definitely agree with you. Honestly.
Seriously. But this Chowtal, that part of Chowtal I'm talking about, over the riverside, I think that's, what's the one in Clarendon name? The Lion one there, where he was the information minister last year or something like that. Marlon. That's Marlon Morgan, right?
Marlon Morgan. Yes.
That's his district. He never walked through. They have never gone there to find out how the people are doing because they get all the votes that they need.
They are not doing.
Stole all the votes.
They are not doing nothing in their constituency.
Because everybody knows the vote was stolen. You understand? I cannot stand to see that man on the television. I'm telling you God truth. So let me just let you go.
All right, my sister.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. And thank you for calling.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So let us get into the facts, right, and deal with it. That Nigel Clark is not the genius they are making Nigel Clark to be. Right? Nigel Clark is just following pursuit in terms of an insurance as it relates to preparing for hurricane. So let us prove the facts. But before in terms of the way how the Jamaica Labour Party try to own themselves, you understand, in terms of PNP, right, creating stuff, right, and they just take themselves and just try to own it. You understand? It's disingenuous. And you need to speak the truth. Now let us go to this clip and hear this person. Even when the person have the information, people, I am going to show you this clip. And that young lady who you're going to see speaking, she has the information, but failed to read it out. And I'm going to show you that the same information that she's reading from, I am going to read from it. You understand? And complete it. She did not complete it because in completing it, it is going to tell you that it is the People's National Party, you understand, who actually started a catastrophe ban. Look at these people. Yes. Yes, pleasant good afternoon, caller. Yes, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Mr. King and Miss Queen.
Boy, you rate you up, sir. King and Queen. All right, my queen.
Mystic, because
blessings, man.
Happy, but we're still happy.
Yeah, me love that. We can't hear it in your voice.
All of that, you know?
Yes.
But me left from town, go check my virgin mother, because I'm there, America.
Yes.
And when I go down and St. Elizabeth, may I tell you, I'm there on the ground and I'm there on the ground from Sunday.
Whoa.
And I just come in last night. You understand?
Yes.
And when me with my own two eye mystic, when nobody not tell me this, the people them are starved down there. Them not coming out the community like them want give the people them not rescue, and them bring 2 pounds of rice, 2 pounds of flour, 2 pounds of sugar.
Stop, hold on there. Stop right there, Carla. Stop right there. Hold it, because I want the people them feel what you say. And here's the reason why I tell you to stop right there, because right now I'm not telling like my brethren call me and he must steer me up. He must steer me up, he must cut me up. And you know why he must steer me up and cut me up? Me and my brethren here, so. And all who in the chat, and all Jamaicans who they listen to me, home and abroad. No, say the Jamaica Labour Party administration had received so many aids from various countries. El Salvador, and when we talk about aids, you know, we are talking about ton loads, you know. From El Salvador, Canada, the China benevolent communities, Canada,
India,
US,
India,
Venezuela, and this is what now my brethren is saying.
The Caribbean.
And some clips from the play. So then let me ask, we are those aids. And when me ask that, we know say you have machineries, helicopters that can do deliveries. And here it is. My brother now is speaking in terms of his observation. What are you doing, Andrew Holness? What are you doing? Now we talked to Bolo earlier. And that is what Bolo is saying in summary. Based on everything that Bolo observed, that helicopters in a position, and I mean sophisticated helicopters that built for that purpose can go to any terrain. You can't talk about logistics, you know. Andrew Holness, me don't want to hear nothing out of your mouth about logistics, you know. Because they're on the Chinook's helicopter. You understand? Break down any logistics easy and make it accessible. So the talk about no difficulty with logistics. How you fool? How you think you can fool? Why our people are suffering, sir? Call a go on because I get grief here, man.
Alright. You see now them flour and rice there now? Them have two pint of water. The $250 water them will sell at Jamaica. And them have two sardine and 2 tin of mackerel.
Hey.
That's all, you know. And where them have to do now, the people, them, cause that the Sunday night when me go in, you know. I'm going to see them take the people, them picture while them get the bag, you know.
Jesus Christ.
You understand what I said to you about the same people, them will take the bag, never have nowhere to sleep. And the boat, them asleep, and the tree. Hours a night, 11 o'clock when rain just don't fall, pick me out.
Stop right this again, caller. Stop right this again, caller. So you see the condition of the people. We're still in a hurricane season. What the Prime Minister is not getting, what the Prime Minister administration is not getting. PSOJ. What you guys are not getting. People are exposed to nature's element. And nature's wrath can meet out to them depending on when nature decided to do so. But you left them exposed to the element. You hear what the man said to me? You hear what my brother said to me? The people them asleep on the cardboard. The people them asleep on the cardboard, Andrew Holness, while one name again, the one with President Charles Jr. sleeping in a big house in one bed and Chinaman a game. The people them eat. You don't want to see the wickedness? My brethren are set. After the people them collect the few little givings, 2 tin of sardine, 2 tin of mackerel, and what of the pittance? Them take the pittance and gone on them cardboard and hey, God Almighty, man. Father God, sorry if you call out the name. Now swear, but Father God, deliver us from evil. Continue, my brother.
And see the water them where them a drink and then the body I take on a TikTok, me no watch TikTok, you know. Me no watch TikTok for listen. Nothing, me go down upon the ground myself, me down there from Sunday night. And no, me no see a chocolate with the water coming out of the community.
Do you hear that?
Alright. More than 40,000 livestock dead in the water where you see all around in a St. Elizabeth. The same water them the people have got to take up for drink, for got bathe, for got to do everything. Me I tell you some, I cry the night, me I tell you, when I see the people them, man. And we are so, alright. May I tell you this, and this is history. Any shop where you're going to St. Elizabeth and bar and wholesale now have no water for sale. You have to go to Manchester for go buy water. None of their gutters, none of their middle quarters, none of their Allen Bamboo. You have to go way out of Manchester. You have to go get all a phone call. You go collect money from Western Union. And that's why you have to go Manchester. So the people them take one whole day to go to Manchester. And at night them reach in. And when them reach in, whisper them are going to sleep when the people them even send $1 come give them. Where them are going to put them food. When you see when them say when uno send $1 come give them for them go run for go buy 2 look of food. Where them are going to sleep. What me say in the community where me go is Newmarket. If 15 hours stand up in a Newmarket, a lie me I tell you. If 15 hours stand up in a Newmarket, a lie me I tell you. Every bar, every shop, every trailer turn over, everything container turn over. The place is a disaster, me I tell you. The people them not come in at night, them bring in the soldier them to give few local people something cause them now give certain area. Wow. Few local people them give some local bag and when them bomb rush it, them tell the soldier to drive off. A pay night time them come. Them not come at the time and night time them come when the people them gone at them people place to go sleep and gone go each up on them neighbor and gone at different parish because them can't then no way for sleep. Mr. Mystic man. Good God me I tell you man. People them now no wow boy.
What? Carla.
And the body I tell me this and the people them in that this you know. Me say why if you know what people worse and now we and them now the close from them walking up loving sick. Me I tell you know. Me I tell you the truth. Then now nothing. Me not say a 40 almost me down there them not come in the water them not come in none for the people them. Why them a treat the people them like drunk or so? Sit down, Charlie. Me I tell you man, so me I line up a local program and for go down there with a chocolate with the water cause the people them want water, you know. Even if you give the people them the food, them can't cook cause them not drinking water. 2 local bottle of water, 2 local 100-liter water can't feed no family. Oh, the wicked someone. They are telling you that Mr. Mystic, the thing rough. People them not get no help down there, so all of the plane them where you see and the ship and everything and people are self-barrel. It have a pack up at the prime minister them family place and everybody nobody not get nothing. Me I tell you, me not sleep from me come up here, me I tell you now, man, the word me, you know. Me I tell you the truth. Me I hold it back, me cannot hold it back. Because this is not one people get born out and a parish. We are going dead for hungry. We not get no good food to eat because the whole of the parish them dominate. You want to see how the hill 3 days after the storm, the hill dry like chips. I first me say that. 3 days after the storm, the hill dry like chips. If a rat running at the hill, you can't see it. Me I tell you, and then nobody I miss me. What people lose everything. A man have him shopping bar and him house him now. No one to sleep tonight. It didn't feel good. Me not feel good. Me don't know if the Prime Minister feel good or the MP them we have got drink nothing water out of people plate to get vote. It's now at the time for no prove on yourself, man. And come out on the socks, man. Now at the time. When we look at 150 people in a line for collect money. 150 people me account, miss a mistake. In a line. Gas station, people have bucket, pan, everything for take gas. Crisis. If them not see it, I come it there because when the food basket mash up, the government have a rule Jamaica now with the people them. Me I tell you. And a joke, Mr. Mistake, man, it hurt me. When me say I look at people them with them beard, the color must come for true. The water dirty like a step up in it where the man them a drink right now because them not have no better. Juice can't quench people thirst when them thirsty, man, and dehydrated. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister, man, the better. Me I tell you, man. Last person that was having, because me I try to deal with a water program now, so Tuesday now, me can carry him. Me don't know how much water me can carry. Who will help me, but carry water down them hand. People them must suffer.
Where are the water trucks?
Me I tell you the truth, man. It's worse than disaster, man.
Carla, hold on. You have any form of contact where you can leave, might be with people in the chat so people can assist you in terms of giving you some of what we can give, right, to help you, you understand, to go down there and do what you can do. Now,
kind of makes sense to give the government nothing, kind of say when I try with him last year, the man do the same thing to this year again, man. In my love, The people them on the ground try with them, man. The people them are going to do the right thing, man. We now have man. But if you trust people on the ground, then we give people. I'm going to take picture. We are going to have everything. We're going to see what going and I'm going to scamming thing. The people they must suffer. They must chillani. All out. They must suffer. Alan Bamboo, much up clean. The water high like 4 or 5 feet. Alan Bamboo. New one place named New River. In a St. Elizabeth. When they get there, so all of them house they flood out and now the government now come look upon them. You know what them a do, Mr. Mystic? All of the business place them a try clean up. For the businessman them run them business. Everybody have Delco, everybody have this, everybody have gas station around, everything around. But the people them, we are going to spend the money, them not make no preparation for them.
So crony capitalists need to be preserved while our people suffer. The crony capitalists need to be preserved while our people suffer. Right?
Because when them rule on the food, them rule the people them.
You controls the food, controls the people.
Me I tell you, and them look at big Gila Island people them for stop, take them thing and tell them what them want. Because them should have come with a tent, couple tent, army tent, with some fold up bed. And some warm meal for give the people them, cause them in a storm and rain, all of this, and them in a feed them house, lock off.
You know, Carla, you know what I've seen in terms of what I witness on YouTube, witness on TikTok, that you have people who were middle class. They weren't looking anything from anybody. Their life was, you know, so perfect. Right? Their lives were so perfect. Those people have been reduced to the rubble.
Everybody's in it.
They don't know what hit them. And how the government is treating them right now. Inhumane. And then photo up in terms of certain areas, you understand, to cover the real sight that we need to see. Now you are telling us, you have been there, you have been amongst them, and you are giving evidence to what you bear with your naked eyes.
Me have all picture, me have all heap of photo when me take down there. And then nobody
Unbelievable.
Kingston me there now move and I look on TV, you know. Me down there, a bike me ride down there, you know. A bike me ride go down to St. Elizabeth.
Mighty God.
So it's not like me in a car, I'm in a see what a bike me ride, so me I see. The first night when we reach a mega quarters, that got the first night me see the people, Sunday night me see them and give a little pound of flour and them something there. I'm gonna see the people them are going at them house, so I say, what them people are gonna sleep? Them a give 2 little pound of flour, where them a go sleep? Well, now I bring some chopper in some tent, some little sponge, buy some little halfway sponge, some little halfway bed, where the people them can sleep and comfortable, man. And them who no vote for, and them vote for in a man. And them make uno have wear big pants and suit in a man.
Well, I feel like this is a judgment for Jamaica. Like a judgment, but we're under some judgment.
Oh, my sister.
So that's a judgment right now.
Feel like a judgment, man.
It's a mistake when the food place them mash up. Jamaica go starve. 100 alright. How much for a pound of scale and time now? $750. How much for a pound of yam? $600 and $700 for a pound of yam.
This is unbearable. This is unbearable.
A pound of sweet pepper is almost $1,000 now.
So worse, almost 2,000.
So what happened to when time nothing now come from St. Elizabeth and them place there? What go on when I look a man and few look when go sell it for, we can't eat no good food again. A beer rice and flour I go eat, we can't eat no banana, no yam, no plantain, all of them things they gone. Because we can't depend on Portland alone and St. Thomas, because too many people there in Jamaica. Okay. So look man have it I got 2 there. We have to go bypass it. So if the people have not see this coming, you know, they have to see this coming. Next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, think people are telling things worse and know them not get no help. Because them roll him up in the first half, them not say nothing to this money when they get damage. Them take it with a smile. So them just feel like you're alright with it. You can't blame no MP when not in a power. And when you vote for them, you have to blame the man who run things.
You know, Carla, what is going to be his explanation, knowing to the fact that the world witness and know that he has tons of AIDS. Tons of AIDS. And not only that, he has tons of AIDS. He has the machinery to create access to these people. Mighty God, Jamaica is only 4,411 square miles. You have 3 Chinook helicopters that can be segmented.
Well, I think them should have done
It's crazy.
What them should have done miss a mistake because we have the brain outside, you know, not the man who run things, you know. Them should have get all of the strong man them from the community and give them work. You see how work go on. Serious business.
No, caller. Caller. Well, on the caller, I want you to look on this. I'm going to share a clip with you and share a clip with all of us. Wayne Lonesome showed it on his platform, but I'm going to show it. Look at this, caller, as it relates to what you are telling me, right? But look at this. Look at this.
Let's say thank you to Chucky and to all of the Chinese Jamaicans who are coming together to give back. This is what you call unity. Now this is going to be used to assist volunteers who are going on.
This is myself.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, let us share it.
It was shared.
Are you seeing it?
I appreciate this. A lot of.
I think he may be lagging.
Make it
cases of water, a lot of bread, a lot of crackers can help our volunteers to go out and be able to serve.
On behalf of myself and the Chinese community, I want to help the Jamaicans who are fully devastated, who have destroyed them house, who want to try to get back them on their feet as soon as possible.
I just want to say thank you to Chucky and to all of the Chinese Jamaicans who are coming together to give back. This is what you call unity. Now this is going to be used to assist volunteers who are going on.
This is myself. Only me alone.
Only you alone.
Only me alone did this.
We appreciate this. A lot of cases of water, a lot of bread, a lot of crackers can help our volunteers to go out and be able to serve.
On behalf of myself and the Chinese community, I want to help the Jamaicans who are fully devastated, who have destroyed them house, who want to try to get back them on their feet as soon as possible.
So you have seen that, Carla?
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I see it.
So the question I'm asking.
Feed them place and give the people them one water like the people them. And then give the people them, you know.
There you go.
And give the people them one water. Each somebody in a household need at least 3 cases of water.
It's crazy. And so then they want to control the political narrative, right? Political grandstanding, photo up, and all of these things, and prioritize in terms of their distribution, right? This is wrong.
Yeah.
Why you have this Chinaman going to Colonel Charles Jr. house to give him the aid there? Why? This is corruption and should not be done.
Them done pay for that already, you know. Them done pay for that already, you know. You think I give it? Them done set them up from in an election, man, and I give back that, man.
Oh my goodness.
Done pay for him, I pay for already. I tell you.
Mr. Brown, I'm asking then why people without house getting flour. When am I going to cook it?
They're prepared for the starvation themselves, you know. So they can help their own family, so they can stock up on food and them have supplies to themselves. It's not about the people.
But you're
seeing sending for suitcases of clothes, jackets, pants, all kind of personal items and things for females. Who is going to get those items?
But watch this now, sister, because I heard you in the background. You have Missy Bram. Missy Bram. Look what Missy Bram said. But why people without house getting flour, rice, and all of them thing there? When them not have no house, when them go cook it, them don't even have gas stove mash up, everything blow up and gone. That is one of the reasons why we say
that people who affected severely need to be taken out of the area, taken to a secure location where they can be properly monitored and properly serviced.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we are saying that. They need to evacuate the area, clear them out, and put them into an area where they can be properly taken care of, and to avoid further contamination and bacteria spreading. But we are not seeing the government doing anything of that. And based on what you are describing, to the fact that you have been there, right, on the scene, and you are observing these things and speaking to us, right, it is heart-wrenching to even listen to and process what you are saying.
Only a wicked man on the field list, Mr. Mistake, man.
It burn my man.
Wicked man, a man with no heart, man, cold heart, man. A weak heart, no, man, and you not bring the preparation for the people, them.
Come on, 10 days.
Come, Canada come, different type of people come. So I never tell them to bring some blanket and some bed and some little tent. So the people them can go.
They got it, even from
And
Barbados. They
here a
got
caller.
them, they got cuts, they got
Yeah.
all these things.
Here no caller.
Where are they?
He's on CNN, right? Talking to the CNN host that immediately after the hurricane, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Is he doing anything, Jamaica? Is he doing anything, Jamaica? 10 days.
Somebody in the comments, sir, her name is Esrana, but they are St. Elizabeth with 3 pitney and my roof blow off the water. Them take them tea for water, it seems, and our babies are hungry. Answer by her because she can't sleep. She asks him.
So that me I tell them. Man, me see them, man.
Comment section, right?
Me see them, man. Me go down there and see them, man, and I lie.
Or why if you trying to find that?
Me will find them, man. Cause me go cribbles and corner, man, and they just help me, man. Cause me now go short change them, man. Cause me feel it for them, me I tell you, man. Me want help, you know, but them want a life. They not a life. The people they not them people them frustrated. They come like you have $1 billion.
So yeah, what I want you to do.
And when you wake up in a cemetery.
Yeah, what I want you to do, Carla, right? Because obviously, these people really need the help, right? If you can share your contact with us, let me put the contact.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You can put my number out there. Me send you an account number where you could have. What we could have used.
Okay, so we send that in the chat so people have access to it, right? And right, they have heard you, right? And who can assist, please, you understand, assist the situation where that is concerned. So provide us the necessary
same number
links so that people can, they themselves will call you, the people them will call you and have a conversation as well. So provide the links to us.
All right. Give the number over the ear or text you the number. Which one?
Give it over the ear. So
Give it over the ear because we want the people them to who are interested. They are going to contact you, right? And you explain that ways and means in terms of how they can facilitate the process in helping those people.
79, yeah.
All right, 798-4295.
Okay, type that.
798-4295 1876.
Yes.
Repeat number.
They know the 876 part.
Okay. Yeah, 798-4295.
Yes.
And what is the name that you are using? I can't give you don't have to give
Sean Senior.
Sean Senior.
Okay, Sean Senior.
Okay.
Yes.
Sean SHANN with Senior.
Yes.
Okay.
SENOR.
Okay, so for persons who contact you, them Sean, just deal with in terms of how that thing can work, and you can provide help for those who need it. Sean, I want to say thanks, my brother. You understand, to give us such a you know, I mean, it's heart wrenching, but
Account number.
yeah,
You send it. Yeah? No, me send it. Oh, no, I miss a mistake. What
yes,
I say?
yes,
The people them want some warm meal.
yes,
Them want some warm meal. Them people them that so called where them are going to cook the rice and the flour pan in our.
exactly. That's what I asked a while ago. They have no house, they have no gas stove, right? I don't know. Well, them can do it on wood fire, no?
But do they have a pot?
I don't know.
They have water, proper water.
Proper water. I don't know, right? But again, is someone who, right, underground, right? He will be able to reach to them, right? And I think.
Me can go there. Me will find people.
Yes. So we have people who will have conversation with you, right, and to see how we can make that possible. All right, Carla. So
yeah,
thank you for calling, man.
After me hang up, I send an account number.
Yes.
So they can send it straight to your account or something.
Okay. All right.
I'll put it up on the page for those who are
yeah.
able to help.
Yeah, but I want them on the ground. I keep on linking, make it so I go on the ground.
Oh yeah, exactly, because we need those evidence of you know
Because me I go back down the Sunday, now me I go back down the Sunday. Me I got sent it, and me I got Westmoreland Sunday.
Yes.
And next week now me I go St. Elizabeth.
Okay.
You see?
All right.
So adapt me the pan.
All right, my brother.
Each of our town work no sweet. We just have to do what we can do for the people them for try and get them back on them foot. I tell you, we can't do much, but what we can do can save them life till somebody else come in.
Okay. All right.
You see?
All right,
So
my brother.
thank you very much.
Bless up, my brother. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man, and thank you for listening.
All right, of course.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
take care. All right.
Yeah.
So we were on you know, what a revelation a while ago. Really heartrending, but really thank the caller for information like that. Right? I mean, again, we ask what the Jamaica Labour Party administration is doing, right? When you have, you know, evidence like this coming out, right? And we know that you have all the available tools, right, to reach these people. So the question is asking why these people have not been reached. That's the question. Why these people have not been reached 10 days. 10 days after. 10 days after Hurricane Melissa. Right? These people have not been reached. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Is it a deliberate action from the government? Is it a situation that the government is extremely incompetent? Or is it all of the above? I don't know. Now, so let me go to as it relates to the cat ban and tell people that, listen, Nigel Clark is not 100% right as it relates to transparency, and he's acting as if he's the person who, right, deal with the, you understand, the innovation as it relates to, you know, ensuring the island as it relates to hurricane activities. No, it is not that so, people. Now listen, hear this clip, people. Let us prove the evidence. It is not that so, and far away from the truth.
I don't think people understand, but the real hero in this situation is actually Nigel Clark. Dr. Nigel Clark is actually the real hero in this situation. Like I don't think people understand. We are getting relief and we're getting help from other countries, which is really, really good. But aside from that, the real hero in this situation is Dr. Nigel Clark. Him have the doctorate upon him name for a reason. Now, Jamaica sits right in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, right? Which means that any hurricane will come, chances are we're going to get a direct hit of it. Under Nigel Clark, or under the Andrew Holness administration, Jamaica took out a CAT bond, which is a category, the cyclones, the tropical cyclones, the hurricanes, all of those things, of $185 million US insurance. And that covers up to 3 hurricanes. So for 3 years, Jamaica was insured, and then we got another CAT bond as well of $150 million US, right? Because Jamaica is a hurricane-prone area, right? So therefore, you know, chances are they might go decrease it because almost every year we get hit by a hurricane. But what I'm saying is at least we get some relief. Mighty God, thank God. Thank God we finally choose a party. Thank God we finally choose Jamaica. Thank God. Because boy, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel, boy, I don't know. They ask me for going on Mandeville. I don't want to go. I can't manage for take on that.
Thank God we choose a party. Because the party that had been chosen is so prudent in ensuring Jamaica as it relates to the CAT bond. So if that is on the basis of your argument, let me tell you something, sister, and be aware of the document that you are reading. I'm going to read the same document. And you deliberately did not complete that document because you want to hide the facts. The persons who you need to thank is Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips. Those are the persons you need to thank when they're talking about insuring the island as it relates to hurricane. What Nigel Clark follow suit and do wasn't the first CAT bond. Wasn't the first CAT bond. And this is how disingenuous you people are. And you see who you are rating now, and you are saying that Nigel Clark is a hero. So who do it before Nigel Clark? They are not heroes. Who had done it before Nigel Clark? They are not heroes. Let Jamaica witness. Let me put up the evidence. And I'm going to show Jamaica the same document that you were reading from. Now put it up. This is how disingenuous you people are. Right? Now look at it. We're not going to go all through the background because you have 2010 there, not going through all of the background. Now, financial solution in July 2021. The World Bank issued to capital market investors a CAT bond that provides the government of Jamaica with $185 million of insurance cover for tropical cyclone events for the 2021, 2022, and 2023 hurricane seasons. The government of Jamaica, with financial support from the UK and Germany, funded Global Risk Financing Facility, GRIF, and the United States Agency for International Development, ISAT, pays a premium for the cover, which the World Bank transfer to the CAT bond investors. The premium is fixed during the life of the bond, removing the uncertainty of the cost. The type of events that will trigger a payout were predefined during the structuring of the transaction based on the requirements of Jamaica. If a qualifying event occurs, Jamaica will issue a notice to the independent calculation agent here worldwide, who will now determine the payout amount based on the central pressure and track of the cyclone. So there are certain parameters that Jamaica has to meet as it relates to an hurricane passing over it. The eye of the hurricane have to pass over Jamaica. You understand? It has to measure certain barometer pressure and so forth and so forth. The World Bank will transfer the payouts to the government of Jamaica as soon as a calculation report is available, within weeks of a tropical cyclone event, without the need to assess the real losses incurred by the country. But look here now on the outcome. The government of Jamaica is the first government. So my lady, listen up. The government of Jamaica is the first government in the Caribbean region and the first of any small island state to do what? Independently sponsor a cat ban. Now, listen up. Jamaica was one of the 16 countries in the CCRIF that benefited from the IBRDS first ever cat ban in 2014. My question to you, my lady, was it Jamaica Labour Party administration was in power 2014? Now me left that to you for you to go and do your research, because obviously you're a dunce. The very same information that you are reading from, you did not complete it. Either you didn't see it or you deliberately left that out. And then, guess what? As I come to you, Nigel Clark is a hero. Nigel Clark is a hero. Look at you. That's what Jamaica Labour Party administrations are about. Scamming. Scamming people. Scamming people. And operating on the People's National Party blueprint. But we are here to correct your information. That's why George Davis said we are dunce. Because he's feeling our pressure. How you feel, George Davis? Mr. Brilliant, how you feel? You're feeling the dunce pressure? Now, let me get into my Jamaican people. Me have a few more clips. Me don't want to get grieved with me. But I am asking you to allow me the opportunity to take on this piece of disease here. Because if I don't control, right, this piece of garbage, it is going to become the virus for us. So please allow me to address this piece of garbage. I know so not like when me address them, you know. But me ask you to just allow me this permission to address them. Address the garbage here. Now put up the garbage for me on it. Let me address the garbage here.
Somehow, no. But upon the internet, I disrespect Andrew Wellness. I style up the man, call the man the P word and homophobic rhetoric, and I tell the man about him mother. When I should have banned some countries like China, Russia, North Korea, El Salvador, and them country there, Cuba. When I should have banned in them country there. When I should have banned some country when I say them things they are disrespecting leaders them, somebody just come pick one up and nobody not see one again. But when I get with it now, when I abuse freedom of speech because we live in a democratic society and we have a constitution where the British them draft up. And that same constitution they protect UNO, make UNO can do them things here and disrespect people for no reason at all. Zane, if you believe say Andrew Wellness now do a good job, point out when now do good. But you gone to the level where you feel like say you can dip on internet and tell the man about him mother and call the man a kind of name. Disrespect the man, and somehow we call all the man thief and them thing now. They never see the man a thief for $1 out of the government purse. We don't have no evidence of the man being a thief, you know. See? When you get up every day, when you call the man thief, when you call the man corruption, when you call the man criminal, and when you can do it because guess what? Somehow you have some low lives where him can't sue because you don't have nothing for him to sue for, so when you get away with that. So when you have freedom of speech and when you have that something there. But people no bother to sue because you broke like dog and hungry. When you're on the internet, I do them things that forget a dinner money, forget a little funds, forget some taps and rows, forget a lion. So when you feel like say when you can disrespect the Prime Minister, Right now I call them loved ones and can't find them. I see man now, PMP man come out now and say, him want declared, him want down at Westmoreland to be cleared disaster zone. The Prime Minister don't declare the whole country a disaster zone. Everywhere you turn, Bridget, the man them just come like them just half of the man, so like them just want, like them just try everything to remove the man here, Bridget. Remember the other day the boy Rattigan them, you know, and the little traitor them over Rattigan page, you know. I cuss Nigel Clark and say, oh, the man gonna take out insurance and a waste of money and one bag of sitting where the chat say. Oh, the man a fool and the man a this and the man ninkum poor all kind of sitting. They might call the man all manner of names. I see the cat band there. I trigger now, we can even get a little start for even start clean up. 25 billion is a drop in the bucket, but a 25 billion we uno have. I remember say uno did a cost Nigel Clark. And how Nigel Clark if you buy that band there. Andrew will have to approve that. Andrew will have to sign off on that because I'm my Prime Minister. I hear people say a thief, the man about thief that money there. So Andrew will invest in our insurance for better, for in case of emergency, in case of disaster. And then him now I go turn around and thief. Yo, Judge of God, me say, I wish brethren don't deliver all of China, brethren. Because I'm evil and wicked and remember me telling them, no like me. I'm my worst despise, you know.
Alright.
You see a little twist up face one? A little nasty twist up face one when I not see him, when I have nothing about him. Your day I go come, you know. You see that mouth there? One day I go want to use it and can't use it. Remember me tell you that you better use the recite where you have for. See somehow, no?
Alright. Let me deal with him now. So, alright, Mr. Vegas, me I call all your name too. And I tell you, say you are a piece of garbage. You are a piece of garbage. And let me tell you why. The same place you said that we wish to be in China. And then, if we were in China, we would have been executed. That's where you want to go. So let me clear it for you. Now let me say to you, if Andrew Holness was in China, I am going to show you what would have happened to Andrew Holness. The same reverse. And you want to believe that, okay, we are not to speak out against Andrew Holness criminality. May I repeat it? I mean, know this about Bonnie. You don't want me to speak about against Andrew Holness criminality. Now, let me show you freedom of speech and how powerful it is. Who is Andrew Holness? Let me show you what happened to Trudeau. Let me give you an example of that. To show you that respect as it relates to democratic rights and freedom of speech, you're out of order. You're a piece of garbage. Now look at this. Play this and show him. Play this and show him. Out of order, nasty.
Wow, what a night. What a pleasure to see you. Slava Ukraini. Thank you to the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress for organizing this vigil here in Toronto. It is incredible to see and to know that vigils are like this are being held in towns and cities across Canada. This is a night to celebrate Ukraine.
Great to see you here. Great to see so many people understanding. So many happy people here. I'm glad to hear that my son Xavier as well. I know you're all watching out here with families as well. This is a moment to gather and to celebrate being able to gather once again. Isn't it great to see everyone in person?
Aujourd'hui, d'aujourd'hui est importante et c'est un honneur pour moi de me joindre à vous. Today, we're here to remember the lay Estwiwe, the missing. We're here to honor them. Sorry. I know I had the opportunity earlier to speak to a number of elders, and I know for them it's something that they want to hear me sharing my reflections. So I'd ask you, I hear your anger towards me, that's fine, but I'd ask you to respect your elders, please.
Okay.
My friends, we have been waiting for this moment.
So, Mr. Vegas, let me ask you, the multiple of disrespect that meeting out to Trudeau, while he was speaking, people in the crowd is saying, F Trudeau, and Trudeau, take your ass out of here. Right? Did Trudeau respond unkind in saying that these people need to go to China and they need to be executed? Democratic rights and principle that you and Andrew don't respect. You and Andrew don't respect. Andrew, right? Want to do things and don't want no checks and balance and transparency. Andrew want to do things and don't want the IC, the Integrity Commission investigators, to ask him how he come by his wealth. He cannot explain it. From 2019, from 2021, he cannot explain it. And going 3 consecutive years, still can't explain it. If he was in China, think of it, what you said, Vegas. If he was in China, you know what would have happened to him? I'm not going to tell you yet what would have happened to him. I am going to show you what would have happened to Andrew Holness if Andrew was in China. But let me give you another clip of another first world powerful country. Look what happened here. Play the next clip. Let me beat and teach you. Look a piece of sin.
It doesn't bother me. And if you want the facts, it's a size 10 shoe that he threw.
Take that away. You can just imagine, Vegas, if somebody went to the Jamaica Labour Party campaign and take them shoes and fling off of the arm Andrew Holness. You know what you and others would want them to do? You'd want them to be executed. If someone stand up as it relates to Andrew Holness' platform, take off them shoes and fling it off of Andrew Holness, likes like you would want them. Right? To be severely punished. This is what you want. This is your sort of, leadership that you believe should exist. Where Andrew Holness is concerned, you understand, no one mustn't talk. Because of him run the turf. Well, George Bush have been dug from shoes thrown at him. Did anyone get executed? As according to you, you piece up. Hey, now let me tell you something now. Since you talk about if Andrew Holness, if some of us were in China, let me show you what would have happened to Andrew Holness if he was in China. Let me show you this. And this you need to study, you piece of shit.
China's former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, Tang Renjian, was handed the death sentence with reprieve for his role in a large-scale bribery scandal. His crimes included accepting cash and property worth over 268 million yuan. That's roughly over $38 million over roles he held between 2007 and 2024. Under Chinese law, a death sentence with reprieve means the execution is suspended for 2 years. If he shows good behavior during that period, the sentence may be commuted to life imprisonment. Tang was expelled from the Communist Party in late 2024, shortly after being placed under investigation, and formally removed from his ministerial post in September 2024. All of his personal property will be confiscated and his illegal gains recovered and turned over to the National Treasury. China's former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, Tang.
So then now, let me talk to you now. Let me talk to you. That's where Andrew Holness should have been. You think you'd be able to survive the Chinese authority not having his statutory declaration certified? You think he could stand in the way, obstructing investigation? And plus send him friend of FID? You think that could have gone to China, Vegas? Vegas, you think that could have gone to China? You piece of dog shit. So then these are the things you need to consider. That he wouldn't stand a chance in China. He wouldn't stand a chance. So you do your research before you come out and open up your piece of beak, you buffoon. You little piece of buffoon. You go back and do your research and straighten up yourself, because what you are doing, you are defending corruption because you are corrupted. That's what you are doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right, let me just breeze back for 5 minutes. Anyone who want to call in. All right, we are going to call back someone and talk with them, because we have to get prepared for Titans later. And you know, so that will be greater. So all of you people, forward over Titans. You understand? Because Titan is going to be revealing later. All right. Greetings, my brother. Yes, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, my friend.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Man, let me say something to you. I am so glad. I am so happy that, my brother, trust me, I don't use certain word. Believe it. I don't use certain word.
Yes.
But I am so happy that you play that nice little piece of clip to make that piece of low mind, dog shit. Boy,
Exactly.
Vegas. See it.
Exactly.
Trust me. Because, you know the thing about it? Let me say something to you. I'm going to say this to you. I just threw him no back up on a serious man yet to deal with him case. I threw him no back up on a serious man yet. As a matter of fact, you know, let me tell you something. Vegas not know why they put himself into it. You hear what I'm saying? Let me say this. Vegas is a blind and an ignorant man to your own life. He don't know himself setting the setup himself. Because you can't have a man like Andrew, sorry for saying man, you can't have a beast like Andrew Holness, who is destroying Jamaica.
Exactly.
And destroying Jamaican life. Sit down and watch him. Just watch Jamaican people just dying out and just suffer. Let me say something to you, my brother. What can we do to take out Andrew Holness? What can we do? We cannot just say talk. We have to stand up. We have to get up. Rise up. Rise up, my brother. Rise up. We have to rise up the whole of it. We can't just we have to go down there, go take him out.
Power's in the hands of the people, my brother. Power's in the hands of the people.
People need to realize that they have the power to do it.
Andrew Holness is not a normal man. He's a beast, He's a beast.
100% pure evil. I don't know how much time I'm going to say.
He's a beast, my brother. Let me say something to you. He has a, let me say this now. And this is not joking now. He has a evil heart against Jamaican people.
Yeah, because he knows that Jamaican people don't really vote for him. He stole all the elections. You know that.
My question to you now, my brother. My question to you. We know all the aids that he gets. We know that all the help he gets from all different sources, all different country. No, we sure, 100% sure that he get it.
Yeah.
No, he's not delivering nothing at all to the people that he need. No, let me say something to you. Drop 1 and 2 and give them 1 bread and 1 pound of flour and something. I don't help that.
No.
That is not help.
No.
Okay, that is not help. Now let me say something to you. The amount of food from all different countries
Oh yes.
that Andrew Willis receive to give the people that need. Trust me, believe you me. Nobody that get the damage in Jamaica, right, should ever hungry. I should ever need a food or shelter, because he get tent, he get all kind of something. So where it is?
That's what I'm asking too.
No, okay. No, the next question that I want to ask. Mark Golding as the opposition leader, right? He's next to Andrew Holness. I would say that, right?
You're correct. He's next to Andrew Holness.
Yes. Now, he cannot step out and say, listen, no, enough is enough. Come. We know you get that. Bring it to the people. Just walk in. He has a team that he can walk in with. What am I going to do? Fred Andrew Holness and Fred Fisold and my police?
No. Oh, all right, hold on. Let me just stop you there. Right? Because guess what? And that is what being communicated in Parliament. Right? What is going to happen? There's going to be an oversight committee, right? And of course, the People's National Party, right? Some of them will be on that committee. So that committee is going to be responsible, right, as it relates to monitoring and recording all of what coming in. And so then some checks and balance will provide there. All right?
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. My brother, we have to stand up, man.
Yeah.
It's time now. It's time. You know. When I look, cause trust me, I watch you a lot.
Thank you.
I watch you a lot. You know, I used to live day 4 now. Yeah, day 4 I used to. Yeah, when I was watching the Parliament there, and I see Andrew Holness turn to Dr. one name there, and tell him, say, look on him, big man, and tell him, say, he must speak up. In other words, speak up. Just say what your officer.
Yes.
Eh? When the man have to look on him and say, listen, my mother is in center. My mother is not here. Eh? What kind of peace?
Oh, Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, it's his wife.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, yes.
Yes, he said it. He said it.
What kind of
He had to restrain himself though before he said it. He said that he was pretty upset.
Let me tell you the truth. Me could never, God forbid, but me could never, if I thank God for Jesus, me could never say, they could never invite me in this because I'm going to get up and box her in my face. I would have worried in this because somebody will shoot me. Somebody will shoot me, but let me tell you something. Me not make people walk on me and walk over me. Me not allow that.
True.
Me not allow that, man. Look on that little girl. Look on that little girl.
She shouldn't even, but Carla, the truth of the matter, you know, she shouldn't have been there. She's not supposed to be there.
Let me say something to you. Let me say
Crazy.
Something. You see, Andrew Holness? Let me say this to you. Andrew Holness, the work, he is working for Jamaican people to take him out. And they will say it, I'm not afraid to say it. In the work, because let me say something to you. Let me say this, he want to destroy Jamaican people and he want to destroy Jamaica. For the rich people. You want to save Jamaica for the rich people. Take for the poor people in land. do all kind of manner of evil to the poor people so that the rich people can't take in the rich people. But let me say this to you, Jonas. Remember, a Jamaican the David. A Jamaican the David and Jonas. Let me tell you something at times. So come. Let me tell you the truth. It's like you see you and Jonas. It's like you just a shot your time every day. Every day that God sends you the shot, more and more. I'm glad for that. My brother, peace and love.
Blessing, my brother. Blessing, my brother. All right, and thank you for calling.
Speak up yourself, wifey.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Bless
Blessing.
Peace and love.
All right.
All right.
And that's where we are going to end it, listeners, because, we have to sharpen up for Titans. And you understand? And Titans, we are going to definitely deliver. Right? So all of the people who are here, make sure, you understand, visit us over Titans. Right? Bless you and love you. Honey, let me just give you the opportunity to take us out.
Okay. I'm seeing in the chat where they said that ISAT is live, context matters, and he's speaking about constitutional rights and stuff. So if you guys want to go over there to catch that, because
yes.
a lot of us don't know our constitutional rights, so that should be very interesting and to get a lot of information from that. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate each and everyone, and continue praying for our brothers and sisters at home, and hopefully, with us speaking out and the government will do the right thing and get the people out of that situation, because that is no situation for any human being to be in. So I gave you a bit of information regarding the adopter family. I'm going to get more information from Mr. Blake as time goes by, and I will keep you guys posted. But as I said, I am going to set up the GoFundMe, so at least we can get the ball of rolling. I think the GoFundMe will be much, much more transparent, because each time you can tap into the link and see how much money is there and stuff like that. I'm gonna scrap the whole PayPal thing, because then I'll have to be screenshotting, posting, and whatever. But with GoFundMe, it is much more transparent. So I'm gonna figure out how to do it on one side, do it. Hopefully I can get it done by maybe tomorrow evening's show or tomorrow afternoon show. I'm gonna work on it, and I will post the link and give you all the information you need. And we need to get people shelter, giving them dry food, rice and flour and stuff. That is, I know people are doing it out of the goodness of their heart, but we need to think logically. They don't have the proper water for cooking. They don't have pots. Even if they have pots, they don't have proper water for cooking and stuff like that. So we need to be practical in what we are doing. So guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate everyone as usual. And stay blessed, keep praying, and until tomorrow.
All right.
Keep safe for those who are in Jamaica.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side of the argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.